Damian Owens.
And we are here to Damian Owen. There's only one of me. Come on, man.
Two Owens.
No.
Owen, David Owens.
Golly. We haven't been friends long enough. You got to be friends longer, man. You got to be friends longer so I get my last name.
So, no, all kidding aside, we're going to be helping you guys stream live. We'll show you what's happening in day 2 of the Open. So,
that's right.
If you're new to joining us, welcome. If you're old hats from yesterday,
thank you. Welcome back.
Thanks for coming back. Invite your friends. We're going to have a great time today. We got a lot of great comments and a lot of content for you guys. So, 3 players that are playing this round. We got this is day 2. Again, we're playing 3 games per day.
And today's been separated into, well, I guess we'll talk about that in a little bit.
We'll get into the format in a minute. But on the stream today, we're going to have Nick Nanavati against Alex Fennel. My boy Alex, am I sorry? We have
Nick Rose.
Nick Rose versus Justin Lois.
That's
and we have Austin Wingfield versus our Mark Perry. So
that's right.
Some great matchups.
Some excited games. The Austin and Mark Perry game I'm excited about. I'm excited about Nick's game too. Hey, Nick's been, dude, I'm so proud of Nick, dude. He's come in here.
There's 2 Nicks.
Nick Nanavati. Nick Nanavati's come in here. He's just lowered his head, squared his shoulders, and he's hitting people center freaking mass.
Yeah, he's got a strategy. He's got a plan. He's definitely executing it. It's interesting to talk about the tournament and then start talking about the game plan for how do you go win the tournament. It's not even just like, let me win a game. It's about the strategy of how you do that.
Because it is different, right? It's not like a normal tournament because of the terrain, because of the way we ban, because of there's just different aspects I feel like that go into the game where Nick played this a lot, and he said this is a quote from himself that we heard from Brad today. He told Brad, I have probably practiced on this terrain more than anybody else. Yeah. And he's like,
that's a high statement because I know there's a lot of folks.
There's a lot of people that have practiced.
So,
and I think what he meant by that is I just have practiced on this a lot, right?
Yeah, he came prepared, so it wasn't just like I haven't played Warhammer.
But Richard Siegler's no slouch, and that man does his research too.
Yeah, he's even told us after his win yesterday.
What am I going to do? I'm going to go home and study my group.
That's serious. I mean, he's a professor. He's all about the learning. So
that is exactly right.
Good on him. And those Warhammer it's obviously showing because he's doing really well.
So yesterday was Swiss, and you got paired, and then you played your 3 games, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
So let's get on to the format. So so today we're in Saturday. We're in group play. So based on your day 1 results, you got broken into groups.
That's right.
And we do it a little bit differently. Every person was ranked after day 1.
That's right.
And we put each top player into their own group, and then we recycled that all the way around. So there's a breakout on our website, ProTableTop.com. Go check that out if you have questions about that. But each group of players today, they will only be playing in their group.
That's
so
right.
They're going to be matched up based on Swiss pairing in their group only today.
That's right.
So wins versus wins, battle points versus battle points. And at the end of today, your results for both days, so the win-loss for day 1 and day 2 are combined with your battle points, and that's going to determine your placing for day 3.
That's right.
So day 3 is single elimination.
Now now we're talking cutthroat high stakes. And by cutthroat, what I mean is you lose, you're done.
Yeah, single elimination. You 1 game and you're out, and the top bracket, that's the money bracket. So that's the $10,000 prize.
So whilst we're on that, I do want to quickly touch on our active reffing.
Yeah.
So we kind of heard, from you guys, from a lot of people, oh man, and from a lot of the players more than anything else, we heard active reffing. That has made a big deal. And I was driving home last night and I was kind of thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, it's kind of like the police, right? The Georgia State Patrol. You don't want these guys giving you tickets, right?
No,
I mean,
no one wants a ticket.
Nobody wants a ticket. And so if you're driving down the road, more than not, you don't speed because of that deterrent. And it's the same with these. These guys are walking around, and if they walk by your table and you're doing something shady, I mean, they will give you yellow cards. We handed out, I don't know, quite a few yellow cards yesterday.
Some of it is, they overhear a thing and stop and interject and fix a rule that maybe the players weren't intentionally trying to do wrong.
Now that's true too.
And we did get some of that where they were playing a cherub wrong on a Devastator.
Matt Root, he didn't know about Thunderfire Cannon.
You got to do that Tremor Show at the beginning of the shooting
and the
phase.
chat caught a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, so great work in the chat. So they're spotting things, and we're actively going in now, changing that game when we can. So
that's exactly right.
It's been well received. Folks really want to play the game right, and we want to make sure everyone's having a good time and also playing by the rules. Right?
That's right.
So
we did have a couple drops, I think, so we had to kind of adjust the groups according to that. It didn't change the top end of the groups. That was all cool. It's just kind of on the lower end.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess what we're gonna do is these guys have already deployed. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the standings first.
Let's see where we are from at the end of day one.
And then we'll go into the table.
Into the games.
And we also got to do our People's Champion, don't forget.
That's right, People's Champion. All right, so look at that. So Austin leading the leaderboard. Congrats to Austin after day one.
110 battle points. What a boss.
He's doing work out there.
And look at all these guys, man. I mean, this is
like the who's who in the hit list of strong players, and we got them all right here under the house. Austin Wingfield.
So
John
we have
Lennon,
9 undefeated players right now.
Yeah. Justin Lowe's pampering. So we got a lot of these players on the stream today for the first round. So we will be actively checking in with each one. So which one is going to be our primary focus going in first? Because we got to have our People's Champion.
So I think our People's Champion. We did a great job. We did a great job with having the kind of these tables that we have streaming right now. Let's see, we've done Nick Nanavati before. I think
we should do Austin.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, baby. It should be Austin.
All right, so let's do it. So let's get the dice warmed up, and then I'll explain what the People's
I'm gonna warm up the
Champion is.
dice. It's warmed up.
All right, so for the folks at home that are new to this, or if you need a refresher from yesterday, People's Champion, what that is, that's a little contest between Damien and I, and it's a great prize for you guys watching at home. We have a little friendly wager for the entire event. Each round we'll roll off and we'll choose the winner, the People's Champion of that match. And so what that means is if I were to win, I'm going to pick between Austin and his opponent, Mark Perry, who do I think is going to win that match? And then we're going to be actively rooting for it. We want you guys to help us root for it. At the end of the tournament, after all 9 games, end of Sunday, whoever is best out of 9, because there's 9 games.
That's right.
Whoever wins that 5 games first. Right now, I'm
up. That's out of Thomas and I. And you're up.
I'm up 2-1.
Son of a gun.
After day 1. Yeah, People's Champion.
It's not okay.
So the winner of that will paint a People's Champion for you, the audience. So
we'll do a raffle giveaway.
Yeah, one lucky winner will get to pick a champion model, and we will supply that model. And the winner, it'll be me, we'll get to paint that model for you. So looking forward to painting an awesome model. I hope you pick something cool.
But here's the thing. Thomas is a terrible painter. Oh. He just dips it in paint. He's like, glook,
I think we got some. I think we got some stuff.
I'm just kidding. This man is an exquisite painter. He's been doing it for years. So, and I'm a decent painter too. We enjoy painting a lot. Like that's just a big part of the hobby to us. And you guys at home, I mean, like we're super excited. We thought about that giveaway and we were like, let's do something for you guys in chat because you guys been hanging out with us all weekend long, and so let's reward you guys.
That's exactly right. So we'll provide a winner for that at the end. So definitely subscribe, like, watch, check in, so that way you're in the mix,
in the running.
That's right, for the People's Champion. So
all right, well let's go ahead and take a look at I believe it's on table 1, and yep, table 1 where we're going to jump to first. We're going to look at this deployment. What we're going to do is we're actually going to cut to Will, and Will is going to give us a rundown of this table. Then we'll cut to 2 we need to say this too. Sorry, I almost jumped ahead of myself. We have 3 weathermen today.
That's right. So on the floor yesterday, we had Will kind of helping us cover all 3 tables. And
that's a big job, right? And he did an exquisite job. Let's give the guy huge props for doing what he did. But today is because we're getting more competitive. We want to step up the game and make sure we get exact coverage of each table. So, guys, if you want to step in and let us know who you are.
This is Will on table 1. I was the one here yesterday running all 3 tables. Luckily, I'm not doing that today, so we got a little more focus. I'll go ahead and give you a rundown on table 1. We've got Austin Wingfield and Mark Perry, and they're going with a Hammer and Anvil deployment. Austin's secondaries are Headhunter, Engineers, and Kingslayer. Mark selected Kingslayer, Titan Slayer, and Recon. Austin is starting out with 9 CPs. Mark is starting out with 11 CPs. We'll kick over to Bobby on table 2.
Hey, fellas. This is.
Oh. Uh-oh. We'll come back to that. Just a second. Let's go ahead, Chad. Mr. Chad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There he is.
Still learning. Yeah, we're kicking over to Alex Fennell and Nick Navati. Alex is going first here. It's gonna be an interesting game. Nick's got 13 CP to work with. Alex only has 6 because he spent like 5 pregame on doing a bunch of redeploys, extra moves, getting really aggressive in Nick's face here. So it's gonna be a really interesting game. It might be a really quick game either way. We'll see. Alex has made some very aggressive plays with a Smash Captain on the front and some aggressors on the right. So he's trying to get that Scorpius down, trying to take care of just the little guys right now and the stuff that can hurt him. But yeah, we'll check back. Secondaries, Nick's got Gangbusters, Old School, and Butcher's Bill. And Alex is going to take Big Game, Butchers, and Recon, which kind of makes sense for Raven Guard. So just to recap, also, Nick is Iron Hand successors, and Alex is Raven Guard successors. So we'll see some tricks on both sides. So, all right, getting back to you guys.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Did we get Bob's mic working? Okay, we'll try one more time, Bob.
How about now? Nope.
Whoop! Oh, man. Feedback. We'll get that fixed.
We'll come back to Bob.
So, Bob, on Bob's table, it does look like they had search and destroy deployment, and that's with Nick Rose and
Justin Lois.
Yeah. So Nick Rose took Gangbusters, Butcher's Bill, and Old School.
And he's playing Iron Hands, and Justin Lois has took Big Game, Old School, and Butcher's Bill as well. And he's kind of Imperial. He's got Admech, Blood Angels, and I think some Marine successors.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of.
I think it's Iron Hands as well.
It was Iron Hands, I believe. Yeah. So that's that search and destroy deployment that we see there. Thank you.
So yeah, there's a search and destroy from a deployment perspective. Let's jump into the People's Champion. We gotta see who's gonna win,
So
and then we'll go get into the who's doing what. And
this
why.
is between Austin Wingfield and Mark Perry. This is a tough one. Do you want to roll first?
I've been rolling first.
You've been rolling first, so let's
go. I know who I want to pick. So
let's not break tradition.
Here we go. Oh, it's a 5.
You roll a 5.
Coming out hot. Can he beat a 5?
I mean, I did yesterday. So here comes a 6. Put some 6s. Let's get some dragon dice
No
in
dragon.
the chat. Put the dragon dice in for me and roll. Come on now.
No dragon.
Somebody give me dragon dice. Oh, here it comes. Oh, I rolled a 2. It's because you guys didn't put dragon dice in the chat, man.
Fast enough, German.
You weren't fast enough, German.
So he's got a 2. That means I won.
So
the
this is a
pick.
tough pick, though.
It is a tough pick. No, it's not a tough pick for me. I'm going with Austin.
Oh, that's fine. I wanted Mark, actually, so that
We're
actually
good.
worked out perfectly.
There we go.
So let's go ahead and jump to the table and take a top-down look on that, and we'll see you guys in a minute.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Looks like Mark is... Who's going first right now, Will? Oh, it sounds like Mark is doing his thing.
Yeah, so as they're getting started, just talk about folks that are new to Warhammer, what we're doing. So we're playing an ITC mission. So we do scoring based on every round.
That's
so
right.
A player needs to kill a unit, they'll score a point. They need to hold an objective. You see those 4 big objective markers placed on the table. They need to be on one of those to score an objective. That gets them a point. Each player plays their turn, and then at the end of that player round, they'll check the final score, who killed more that round, and who holds more objectives, and they'll score additional points there. Then you'll get into the secondaries, and you'll look at the secondaries we have up on the screen right now. Austin chose Headhunter, Kingslayer, Engineers. So Headhunter is a good one if your opponent has lots of characters. So for every character you kill, you can get up to 4 points.
Which Mark does have quite a few.
Yep. If you do Kingslayer, that's one character unit. You get so many points based on how many wounds you do. It depends if that character is a infantry or a monster, how many wounds you have to do. But that's a big one because Mark has a lot of big characters. And then Engineers is based on, I have a non-character model on an objective. And they have to move. They have to start and end their turn on an objective. They can still move around, but they cannot shoot.
You can move, you can't
fight.
shoot, and you can't fight. So if you, on your turn, if you engage them in combat, on their following turn, when they're supposed to score that on turn 2, they cannot get that point because they're involved in combat.
So if you have some guys that are just hanging back, hiding on an objective, they can score Engineers. So that's a good one. But it's also very vulnerable if you have to select 2 units to be your kind of engineer units.
right.
So if those units get destroyed early on, it can really.
They have to be durable, and they have to be like stuff that you don't necessarily need to do stuff every round.
That's right. So
it's kind of an interesting pick.
it's choices. So
and,
go ahead.
And Mark, my guy here, he picked Kingslayer, Titanslayer, and Recon. So Recon's a great one for him because he spreads out across the whole map. This is his Plague Bearer list with his Demon Prince and he's got his freaking what are those dudes called? Possessed. He's got Possessed in there as well.
Yeah.
And so what this guy's going to do is he's going to spread out all over the board. So he's going to get those with the Nurglings and with just the way he moves across. Look at that. Look at that Imperial Knight shot
so
there.
Fantastic.
That is freaking
Look at
glorious.
The shoulder pads, that marbling effect. Those
And
guys,
that,
fantastic.
guys, and that's where I don't want to get distracted from talking about. But anyway, so Titan Slayer is a good pick because what he's going to be able to do is he's going to be able to pick up those knights. Every knight that he kills, he will get
points.
He'll get points for. And
Titan Slayers for the Titanic
and
models.
who is Will? Who is the warlord for Austin's list? It is Morty.
Morty, and Austin had the top of turn. He did a little bit of psychic powers, killed a Nurgling with some psychics, and now he's into his shooting, trying to wear down the Plague Marines.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And so with the Kingslayer, that means all he's got to do is pick off Mortarion basically, and he'll get full points on that. So it makes sense. Both picked great things that can help him out to be able to.
You know, with
points.
Mortarion, like if he's going to be effective, he's got to be in your face fighting.
How do you feel about Austin's pick for Kingslayer though against Mark? That's not super duper easy to do for him. I mean, he basically has to almost table him, right, to be able to do that.
He knew he wasn't going to max it, but he didn't like his other choices, so he was expecting to get maybe 3 on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now that's what I was. Okay, that's what I was.
That's a balanced choice. I mean, it's risky, but sometimes you just got to pick something that you know you can get some points on.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of trying to go all in for a.
Because that's what this is about. Battle points at the end of the freaking day, man. So
that's
you
right.
gotta really
win. You gotta
get as many as you
points than
can.
your opponent. Yeah.
So we've seen Mark Perry play quite a bit with this list. He's similar to all those Warhammer guys, man. I feel like this whole season they've just picked a faction, a list that they like, and then they just play it right over and over and over again.
Yeah, and they're very practiced with these lists. It's always fun to watch somebody who's really in tune with their list. They know what they can do and really run up the table. It really helps in the play, so you're not looking up rules or having a discussion about what can do stuff. You're really on point with it, so it makes the game go much faster.
I think that's what we've kind of talked about with Nick Nanavati as a player. That's why he's been able to be so successful in his career as a professional 40k player. Like, the dude just knew the rules, right?
He knows the rules for sure.
Sometimes
Sometimes better than his opponent. That can really help him. So I mean, there's a lot of skill that goes into it, but that he does, and he's just kind of a savant. Seems like he just is already on top of it. He doesn't have to work nearly as hard as the rest of us.
But good morning, chat. Welcome to us. Welcome to us. Welcome
and
to
if you see on the left,
Pro
I mean,
Tabletop.
We're still starting early on, but what we've done, we have added some new technology for this tournament. It's fantastic. We've paired ITC battle apps with BCP with the help of those guys. So thanks so much for their help. And our programming team here to help pull that information together for our stream. So each player is playing with ITC battle apps to score their event their rounds, each round as they do it. So what that allows us to do is pull that information live for you guys. And so on the left ticker, as people score their rounds, that information will start flowing there. So you actually be able to track live the scoring per game as it's going up. So you'll see that periodically we'll pop those things up so you can kind of keep an eye on the score and see what it looks like.
So you're looking for players and see how they're doing. Just it'll be on the side.
Yeah, and then if you in the chat want to see a specific game or want us to bounce a game, definitely let us know. It's just interactive. We want you guys to take part. We're going to jump around. If we need to send a roaming camera because it's not one of the 3 tables that we have on stream for today for this first round, we'll send a cameraman over there and kind of get an update. And one of the weathermen will go out.
All
there
right,
and
test.
get the point. So definitely want
Is it working? We good?
To the masses here and give you what you want. So let's check in with Bob.
Let's check in with Bob. Morning, Fire Drake. It's good to have you back with us, buddy. Bob, go ahead and give us. I mean, we kind of went on a rundown, but go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, bud.
All right. This is Bobby Zell. We're on table 2, so I've got Nick Rose and Justin Lois, and we've got Search and Destroy was our deployment. Nick chose to go first. Justin did not seize, and so Nick moved his drill up with scout move. He moved his dragoons up, and currently Nick is trying to put them down. He's taken 2 of them out, and Nick has taken gangbusters, so that's going to pay off for him right there. So far, it's still top of 1.
Right. Awesome.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, so we'll definitely be checking in those games as they keep going. But let's go back to Austin's game with Mark Perry here.
So it looks like the shooting is over, and now Mark is taking his turn. So very carefully moving.
He's got some Nurglings there. He's trying to push up to try to block the Knights. Can we get a top-down shot? Let's see where we are on overall map.
I'm glad you like the stream, New Jersey 40k Dad. It's good to have you back.
So Mark's got his army's really built around psychic powers and a big unit of possessed. He really wants to push that possessed bomb up.
And the Plague Marines. They're both equally as dangerous.
That's right. So that's right. He's got a big Plague Marine bomb.
Yep.
So you're very familiar with that list. You want to cast Cal of Fives as a stratagem so one of those units can't get targeted.
Yep.
Possessed are very durable when they get all buffed up, and they can just slice through anything. So his strategy is really just going to kind of try to move up, protect those guys as much as possible, use these screens here with his Nurglings.
Keep the Knights from just
kinda
walking over and stomping.
Again, Mark has picked Recon, so he needs to score. You score that by getting
Which he's already got it right now.
in every quarter. So once you
Wow,
get that.
that's a lovely shot, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you. Keep going.
Look at that. Yeah, that's
Just a cool, like the army looks on that. Looks
they look
fantastic.
Yeah, that two-tone colors.
That yellow with the black reminds me of like a bumblebee.
Yeah. And so if you look at the terrain there, you'll see that little square on the objective. That's a crater, so in the game that it makes a -2 to charge. Sometimes you'll see, especially on this board where we have a couple of the terrain pieces, you'll see the outline here. That's where a forest goes. This is where a crater goes. So if you're charging within those areas, it's -2 to your charge. So we've taken those pieces off here. It looks like the players have just for ease of play so that the dice aren't rolling on that piece of terrain. But there is terrain there, and we do pull that off when we need to. The great thing about this terrain is meant to be very playable. It's designed with ease of play in mind. We want the tournaments to go quickly and smoothly, and we don't want terrain to be a hindrance. We understand there's definitely gameplay impacts, but you're able to just easily move that piece out of the way if you need to, and you have the outline on the table, so you can just put it right back. So pulling those L ruins out of the center so you can measure, and then putting them back for line of sight, it's been a boon. So I think players have really enjoyed that, and it makes it easy for us to see on the stream. So we want to get you guys some great shots of the models when we got there.
Did we expect to see more people? No, not really. So like for a first event and us having 70 plus 80 people, that was kind of the expected number from where we initially started at. So honestly, we're kind of right where we're kind of predicting it would end up, and we're really happy. I'll tell you, and more than that, like I would rather have a smaller number of people, but it be this high quality. So all these matchups now are like dudes that would. I mean, you're learning when we're watching these games, guys. Like, these are games where if you're a player trying to get better, watch this stuff. Watch the way that they move this. Like, it's very important for that. Karma, don't be nervous. Don't be anxious. It's all good. I know you're worried about your hubby doing well, but either way, he's gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I think, to Damien's point for sure, like, it's our first event, right? And we're definitely changing things up here. So this is a little bit different from your standard tournament.
That's right.
We're changing the format. We're doing different layouts for terrain. We're adding a cash prize. We have active reffing. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of change for folks to take in, and we can understand.
And, of course, a big prize pool.
Yeah, we can understand the, the hesitance. So, that always is a, polarizing subject when you start talking about attendance for your first event. You want the first event to be run well and done well, so we're aspiring to that. And we're also trying to add a whole new level of technology and broadcast appeal for the masses here. So we're trying to do something new and fun and exciting. And we all love Warhammer at the end of the day, and we want to bring that to you guys at home. So we were trying to up the game here and bring something new to the game.
That's exactly right.
So we're looking at Mark. He's really good with the spells.
So
his army's all about casting powers. You see him just like popping out
so
spell after spell.
There's so many powers that he needs to get off. So he's got warp time he needs to get off, so he can move those. So he can move the possessed up the board nice and fast. Because what he's going to do is he's going to cloud of fly the Space Marines. Then he's going to get those.
There you see it right there.
Yep.
And so for the
fleshy abundance will increase the toughness.
Yeah. So he's casting psychic powers. Psychers is one of the phases of the game. You have to be a psyker or to cast a spell. To cast that that spell, they have to roll 2 dice and at least equal that casting value. If the opponent has opposing psychers, they have a chance to deny or block that power. But usually you don't have that many to block, and you see Mark's list is really built on casting a lot of powers. So he was casting 8-10 powers there. If he gets them all off, it's really meant to buff that unit up, make them extra tough, make them harder to hit, make them have extra saves.
That's right.
So they can get across the board. So that's a lot of powers.
Mark just got 9 powers off.
Yeah, of course he did.
That is a.
Of course he did, dude. He's the people's dadgum champion. Of course he freaking did, man. Akimoto Akodo, thank you very much for your compliment. That means the world to us. We want to bring you great shots. So that's the name of the game. And today we have 2 cameramen running. We have 3 weathermen running. We have more refs going. And we're here to bring you all the stuff. We're going to jump to 3 real fast. This is the Nanavati game. We're going to take a little quick peek-a-rooney and see what's going on while Mark finishes his movement. Because he really doesn't have any shooting. So it's just about at warp timing those dudes up. Just some movement stuff. Here we go. Now this is table 3. Nick Nanavati's list, guys.
Nick.
That's the brown magic himself. He's very excited about being the brown magic because I am white chocolate, so we blend very well to make a nice swirl.
White chocolate again.
White chocolate.
So you've seen we've already got some action happening pretty fast.
That's
right?
intense, man.
So you've got. Let's go to the top-down shot real quick.
Yep. So Nick Nanavati has 7 CP, and you can see there that Alex has 3.
You've got all of his Iron Hands kind of in this little L ruin, and you've already seen some Centurions from Alex kind of outflanking from the side here.
Did they make a charge then?
I don't know if they've charged yet. I mean,
hey,
they're pretty close.
Chad, what's going on with those Centurions in the back line of Nanavati's deployment? How'd those dudes get back there? Did you just run them? Are they White Scars? Oh, no, they're Raven Guard.
Raven Guard.
So he just pushed them up. What did he charge? Chad. Okay, we may have to go down to 2 weathermen. I can't handle this irresponsible microphone use. Chad, you will be fired.
So it may be that they've charged in. We'll have to get an update from the floor. Looks like we're having some mic issues.
We're having some mic issues? It better be mic issues and not people issues. Are you sure it's not people issues? Oh, there he is.
All right. So, yeah, no, you guys are asking about these Centurions up top.
Yes.
We are.
So, yeah, he ambushed them, and got them all in the front.
Yeah.
And then he assaulted. There was a unit of intercessors right up front. So he killed the Scorpius in the back here with all the grav.
and then he put some bolters into the other dudes, but assaulted the front line, so that's how he was able to get up so far. On the other side of the table, there was actually a captain that jumped up and assaulted both thunderfire cannons and wiped those out. So some big aggressive plays starting out in the beginning, but Nick's got retaliation plays, so we're gonna see what's going on in just a minute.
So did he touch the Dreadnought already, or did the Dreadnought have to fall out of combat or anything?
No, the Dreadnought was kind of pushed back to the backside of this building,
Okay.
so he wasn't able to get there.
Did he kill a unit with the Centurions?
No, he just assaulted the intercessors, and I think he killed like one. But
Did he transhuman then?
No, they don't have any AP on their attacks, right? These are the Devastator ones, not assault ones. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They just have a lot of attacks.
Yeah,
that's all it
that
is.
makes a lot of sense. Okay. Thank you, Chad.
You're welcome. All right, back to you guys.
You're not fired anymore, Chad. You hired.
It's his first.
You hired.
It's his first day.
Dude. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry that the pool's a little deeper than he thought it was when he jumped in.
Cut the man some slack.
Oh, I'm sorry that he decided to jump in the deep end of the pool with no floaties on. So, yeah, okay. Well, great.
So you kind of.
So those are Devastator Centurions.
Yeah, Devastator. So you got some other Centurions hiding behind this L ruin here.
So super aggressive play then, right?
Yeah, they're right in it real fast. I mean, he's got to threaten them, and with those L ruins, he can't afford to let Nick just hide behind the ruins all game. And Raven Guard's whole strategy is to just jump up on you on the first turn. And you can see his little jump pack smash captain and his other captain there to kind of aid those guys. Usually the characters that have some auras or rerolls that they buff up their units that they stand nearby.
It's so cool to see Centurions back in the game.
Yeah, you see his backfield. He's got a Thunderfire cannon and a couple units of troops holding those backfield objectives. There's a good shot of Alex. He's one of my picks, so I'm a little like torn. It's like Nick versus Alex. I'm like, I want them both to win.
So this is turn 1 for Nick, right?
Alex was going first, right?
Yeah.
So this is bottom of 1.
So this is bottom of 1 now.
So did Alex not score any points, or they did not up that?
Yeah. Nobody will ever know.
Oh well, talking with Alex, and we know how Nick is.
Yeah, Nick's like
technology challenge, and Alex is like, I like to write it on my piece of paper, so we may have to keep an eye on their score manually.
Hey, real quick. All right, so for update, Alex got 3 kills in that first round, but he got hold 1, kill 1, obviously. He got 1 for big game, 1 for butchers, and 1 for recon. So he's got 5 on Nick right now.
Right. Can you ask them to update it on their battle app thing if they can be bothered to do it? That'd be great.
Okay, I'll check in.
Thank you so much. Got to police these guys a little bit.
Do your part. Update the technology.
Golly. All right. Well, that's great. Let's go back to see if made any charges on table 1, please.
See where Austin and Mark are.
I just want to see if he got those possessed up far enough where he could charge anything.
He did not. He was able to charge with some Nurglings, but killed 1 base, and that's all that's happened. Now it's going into the top of 2 with Austin starting in his movement phase.
Okay.
All right, so this is going to actually be a critical turn to see what he does with those knights, placement-wise. He's got to be very careful. You see this big L piece here where Mark has his unit stashed behind, so that's a good piece of cover that's blocking all of the guys from being shot.
So you can see him kind of pulling back with the knights.
Yeah, so he can't afford to move too far forward because, thinking I need to move up on those guys, but that piece of ruin, since they're infantry, they can pass right through it. Whereas a knight, they have to walk around.
No, you're right, but at the same time, the more he stays back, the more recons you're going to allow Perry to get.
Yeah, I don't know that he can really stop him from getting his full recon based on the units he has. He can shoot those guys off. That's all he can do.
Oh, Oh, Morty's backing up too.
Yeah, they can't afford to get too close, right? This distance that he's going to jump through that wall with warp time is pretty
It's
powerful.
10 inches.
Yeah, you gotta
You can go 10 inches.
You
with
gotta
the-
respect the warp time.
Yeah.
You can't let those guys get in
But he
there
only
and-
has
and
like
bad
one
touch
more
in there.
turn of that then, basically.
Yeah.
Before he's going to be able to effectively charge it.
Yeah, but all he's going to do is try to buy some time, shoot the units here that are trying to get recon. Again, he can't really stop that because recon is just, can you get into the quarter, right? So you can easily just jump a guy here, jump a guy there, and I got recon right behind this wall. So, I mean, if he had pushed up too far to kind of get line of sight here, now he's threatened to get charged.
I guess it does kind of also come down to, so what's going to happen is they're just going to trade off, probably because he's going to deny him kills by doing this, by pulling back, because there's no shooting in Mark Perry's list, basically.
Right, he's going to deny him kills, and he's going to get killed.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But he's going to hold more, so they're going to be whitewashing on that for the most part.
Right.
And it's going to come down to kind of secondaries, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what?
But he's also buying time so he can get engineers, so he can.
Yeah, but where is he getting the engineers from? Where are they?
I don't know who his engineers are. Maybe it's these Nurglings right here.
Can you tell? Well, who are his engineers?
There's Nurglings sitting right on that.
Nurglings
objective.
can't be engineers. They're swarms. They're not infantry.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's why I'm like, what did he pick for engineers?
Well, yeah, I'll have to check into that because he did pick his Nurglings.
Don't think you can do that. I think it has to be an infantry. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'll look it up. Can you hand me my phone right there behind you, please? It's plugged into the wall. I'm probably wrong.
We do have judges for this. We can ask the judge. Let's message the judge.
Message. I'll just look up the rule, man. I got it right here.
I'm just asking before I do it. Nick, are you sure? How fast is that guy?
Uh-oh.
How fast is that guy?
Let's pop into table 2 with Bob and see also because all he's gonna do is just shoot a little bit with some thermal cannons. It's not that big of a deal. Go to table 2, please. Bob, can you give us an update on what has been happening? I love AdMech. I hate
Justin
Space
Lewis moving up
Marines.
with the
So I
drill.
want to see what's going on.
You're seeing
there.
him move that terrain right out of the way. That's Nick.
Get
Rose
that
right
terrain
there.
out the way.
Just so he can say exactly how far he gets to go. That's pretty good movement. Checking the measurements, making sure guys get out the right distance. I love that precision, able to move that terrain so it's not blocking for a precise measurement. You can see some games come down to millimeters, so a mismeasurement could really be costly in terms of making a charge or not. And you don't want to inadvertently measure that when you can have that precision.
All right, so we're at okay, perfect. We're at the bottom of turn 1. So in top of turn 1, Nick killed all of the Dragoons, scored all of Gangbusters.
Wow.
He got hold 1, he got killed 1, and he got a point for Old School. And Justin now has moved his vehicles out, he's moved his Dreadnoughts out, and he's going to try and come back and at least get some more points scored. He's moved some Rangers out of a ruin over to the back objective. You can see on the table there. And so we're moving to shooting phase here.
Thanks, Bob.
The drill on the back of Justin's table was trimmer shelled.
Ooh. Doing the Space Marine things. You haven't been trimmer shelled? Yeah, that's a that's a real thing.
It does actually say right there, non-character, non-fortification.
And so
Chat also correct.
Nick is down to 6 CP, and Justin looks like he's at 9.
All right, thanks, Bob.
And the Smash Captain jumped off the table on turn 1.
Wait, what?
Hello? Hello?
Oh, the Smash Captain is in Deep Strike?
Wait.
Yeah, he played the strat, pulled him off the table.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I think it's Wings of Fire or something like that.
All right, let's check in with Chad on table 3. See how he's doing with Nick.
So yeah, Nick came back and made a couple of good plays. He killed both of the characters that had jumped up to wipe out the Thunderfire cannons. He also killed the unit of Centurions that jumped up in the front. So Nick picked up the hold 1, kill 1. He also picked up 3 for Gangbusters, got his 1 for Old School, and picked up 1 for Butcher's Bill. So he's on the roll. He's a little ahead right now. So we're going to see Alex got a bunch of Centurions that are about to drop in, though, along with, I think, some grab guys. So it's going to be a really interesting turn 2. But Nick's got some good plays still. So
And Nick does not have the drop pod deployed yet with his grab devastators.
correct. He still has it in reserve. He's holding it. Obviously, this is only turn 2 right now, so it's still can't bring it. Well, I mean, I guess he could bring it in, but he chose to hold on to it to let.
He's waiting
Alex
for
bring
those
all his stuff.
Centurions. Yep.
Exactly.
Thanks for that update.
So, this kind of got my brain thinking a little bit. You could run impulsors, the El Caminos.
Yeah.
You could run El Caminos as your engineers.
It's got to be a multi-model. It's not a. It can't be a vehicle. Two non-character, non-fortification units. I thought it was like it couldn't be a vehicle.
Strength 7.
Can never be.
-2.
Wait, this unit may not score the objective if the other units during the course. Hey, chat. It can be a vehicle?
Oh, interesting.
Holy moly. That's
But I guess, I mean, El Camino, I guess. It's
and
not
El Camino's
shooting.
like perfect.
It's not doing anything. You can move, you jump on objectives. Actually, it's pretty good. A 4-up and normal.
Pop and smoke,
I'm like,
-2 to hit. Thomas like, oh crap.
I'm thinking about this.
Oh no. Wave serpents can be engineers. Whoa!
That's right.
I don't
King
know
of
why
the
that
Hill.
never.
That's right.
I don't know
That
why
is
that,
what I'm thinking of.
I don't know why that never dawned on me.
I'm thinking
Oh, I
King
know
of the
why.
Hill.
Because I'm dumb. Oh my goodness!
So there we got a good shot of,
Wow. This is Nick Nanavati's game.
and that's Alex putting his Centurions down.
Very exciting stuff,
These
man.
look like they're the Devastators. They're not the fighting ones. Usually you see a lot of Assault Centurions. These are Devastators so they can shoot.
So these actually are the assault ones.
What?
Yeah, he's got 2 units of assault ones and then one shooting one that was dropped in the
So
front.
he just put the assault ones out in the cover like that?
He's dropping them back. So let's scroll up a little bit on the map.
We started our giveaway, right? Already today?
Oh, let's tell them about the giveaway. So what's the giveaway for today?
There it is. Frontline Gaming Terrain Giveaway.
Look at that. So you guys.
So guys, go ahead. Oh, it's a mat. Sorry.
It's our Pro Tabletop mat. So every round, we're giving away a prize. So this round's prize is a Pro Tabletop mat. So these mats are fantastic. They have the pre-deployment.
I mean, you guys
lines
see
on
them.
it. Yeah, you love these mats. These
And
mats
they
are
have
great.
inch markers on them. Those are actually to scale as well.
Yeah. So if you want to win a mat, all you have to do is hit exclamation giveaway in the chat, and you'll be entered in a raffle at the end of this round. About 30 minutes we'll put that up for, and we'll hand out a mat to some lucky winner.
Rob says he uses Cyclops demolition vehicles for his engineers, man.
Oh, those things are so tiny, right?
You're like especially on our terrain, you're like, whoop, and you just
And who wants to shoot at that?
nobody. That is, dude. Y'all don't even understand how my brain is blown right now that I never thought about this.
I'm glad you got to go to the big Pro Tabletop to learn how to play Warhammer.
Thank you, man. That's what it's all about.
All right, so we have let's see what we got. Assault Centurions. So
we-
we have Grav Centurions. Yep.
We have some action on table 2 actually right now. Let's Bob, go ahead and fill us in on what you're excited about. He's excited about something.
So this is one of those moments where even in a tournament, you can see people actually, being a gentleman. Justin forgot his Smash Captain, went through his shooting phase, and then, was asking his opponent whether he could drop him on the table. And Nick, being a gentleman, said, absolutely, drop him on the table. So now he's dropped him where he wanted to, behind a wall, you can see right here. And he's trying to make a charge at this moment into, it looks like maybe his Impulsor.
Where can you point on the screen? Maybe you can't.
What do we see? All right, let me look at the board. So you can't see him because he's under the 2. He's behind that wall under the table number.
Oh, he's here.
Okay. There you go. Wow. And, that's what we were talking about, man. Everybody, like, these guys, it's Bob, you hit the nail on the head. It's a gentleman's game still. Like, even with high-risk stakes, like, it's still a game that we're playing, right? And
Right.
and
I
that's
mean,
the thing.
Justin even said it when he pulled him off the table. He's like, if I don't put this guy on top of this ruin sitting right here, I'm going to forget about him. And they went through their shooting phase. He was excited to kill things. Justin's killed a land speeder, so he's got kill 1. And so missing that Smash Captain on turn 1 would be a huge deal.
36 shots.
That was very nice, Nick.
Good job. Kudos to Nick on that.
28. 28 wounds.
That's what
It's
that
not-
goes to show
so
you
all-
can
all
have
the-
high-level play
Yeah.
and top tier, even when
And all the rumors about Nick Rose aren't true. You know, all the rumors.
He's
Nick would love to hear you say that.
By all
He's probably-
regards, he's been a wonderful opponent so far. And it looks like Nick is down to 5 CP. I believe Justin is down to 9 or 8. I'd have to go over there and look at it.
That's excellent. Thank you, Bob, so much. Let's go back to table 1, and I believe that shooting is over. Fill us in on what did he kill, Will, in his shooting phase with the
He
Knights.
wiped out a unit of Nurglings. He was not really in range or have line of sight to Mark's key targets, which, like y'all discussed earlier, are the Possessed and Plague Marines, which is what he boosted up with his psychic powers. So right now it's a real cagey Austin kind of backing up, trying to get a kill a turn. He did not wipe out the entire unit of Poxwalkers, so that hurt, and he did not get to the character. Mark made some key feel no pains on the small shooting.
That's what Death Guard
some
does.
saves. Yep, that's exactly what they do. So now we're going into the bottom of 2. Austin's just trying to play real cagey, kind of falling back and shooting, trying to stay out of range of Mark's assaults until he can actually shoot them some more before they get to
And
him.
he's trying to push those Nurglings up so that they get in the way, so they are the closest thing.
That is
so
exactly
if he cloud
right.
of flies, he's all
In
gold.
Cloud of Flies, you have to be visible. You can't just you have to have a unit in front. So he can't just hide behind the wall and not protect his guys. Cloud of Flies says you cannot target me if there's
Basically
another
character
closer
keyword.
visible unit. So that's why he's doing that, and that's why he's peeking these guys out just a little bit so that he
That
can
is
be
the
seen.
closest visible.
Yeah. And so what that does is really protects this unit of Plague Bears.
Has he cloud of flies already, Will?
Yes, he cloud of flies the Possessed.
Okay, so he's just going to keep the Plague Marines behind the wall, and he's just going to run those. He's going to run those dudes up, the Possessed. And he's going to try to. He's going to first assault with the Possessed. That's what he wants to do. So he cloud of flies them so they can be out in the open now, in prime position for an assault next turn. Because they move 7. Is that correct? Possessed. Actually, here. Why don't we pull it up?
Why don't we see? This is some great technology.
You got Perry on yours.
We got at the last second.
Pick them up.
So we got Possessed.
You guys ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
There's
Hey,
Possessed. So
yeah,
they are
movement
7-inch
7.
move.
Yeah,
They do have a 3-up save, but they do come within a normal save. So that's
5 up. Yeah.
And with all the buffs, you can really.
Dude, when you put blades on them and blah blah blah, they get
That happens
psycho.
every time. I play AdMac too. That happens every time.
Apparently he made that 9-inch charge, by the way, with his blade into Smash Captain. Word on the street is.
And if you see, you're talking about for
Nick
Cloud
Wright.
of Flies, you have to think about this is the line that we're thinking about when you're talking about Austin's Knights shooting. And these guys here.
Wait, did he just move his Plague Marines out in the open, though?
He did bring them out.
I don't understand then.
So maybe he's going to try to trap. So you see he's bringing these guys out. Is there a unit there he's trying to assault?
No, I didn't think so. I don't understand.
That's a good shot of the Plague Marines that he's bringing out of the terrain.
Now Mark's smarter than I am, so he's got a plan.
He's bringing those guys out. Let's take a look at their list.
That's a
real
big
quick.
5 inches, Mark.
So good to look at Austin's list is just look how few models, units he has. 3 Knight Spoilers, Montarian, which is his Warlord. Unit Poxbringers. Poxbringer is a character. Sorcerer, 3 units of Nurglings.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 Nurglings.
Yeah, guys,
Poxwalker.
Mark was just saying how he wasn't going to be able to be as passive as he was wanting to just because the amount of shooting that Austin can just back up with and stay out of the threat range. So he's having to try to make some plays to get the points he wants to get.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that's what we thought.
It's interesting. Those Plague Marines. I don't know if you guys ever seen Plague Marines have you guys ever seen Plague Marines do their thing in combat in chat? If you haven't, I'm telling you, those dudes with their flails, and don't let them throw with the biologist putrefier some grenades into you.
Oh my gosh, it's like Rowboat all over. They re-roll the wounds on me like that ain't right. As a Rowboat
And
guy,
mortal wounds,
only I get to do
and
that.
it's 2 damage apiece for every fail save that you do make.
You can't underestimate the damage that those Plague Marines can do if they get close. I mean, that's their big stick, right? If they can get there, they're going to mess you up, but they got to get there first. So Mark's list usually is built around, I'm going to buff this unit up, and are you going to deal with my hard-to-hit unit, or are you going to go after? So he may Cloud of Flies this Plague Marine unit now, and he's going to buff up the other unit. We'll have to see if he
Wait a second. No, he said he already Cloud of Flies he could. I don't think he Cloud of Flies the Possessed though. Are you sure he Cloud of Flies?
He's coming
the
in to
Possessed?
charge. He's bringing them in.
I know, so he wouldn't do that. He would Cloud of Flies the Plague Marines.
Yeah, that would have been last round that he Cloud of Flies. When do you do that at the beginning of the movement?
You
phase?
do it during the movement phase.
Yeah, so
Just anytime during the movement phase. Well, are you incorrect when you said who he Cloud of Flies?
No, I just confirmed. He Cloud of Flies the Possessed, guys.
What unit is that just moved up right there that he's scooching right there? What is that? Is that the Possessed? Is that the Possessed?
Possessed here, Plague Marines over here.
There we go. That's what we thought. And he looks like he's trying to charge with those guys.
Isn't he trying to? And he's not Cloud of Fliesing the Plague Marines. One more time.
That is correct. He cloudifies the Possessed that's on Austin's side of the board, and then the Plague Marines are on Mark's side.
Look, this is what's about to happen. He's about to ram those guys down his throat. Austin's not going to have time to be shooting at Plague Marines. He's got to deal with these Possessed in his face.
Then why Cloud of Flies him at all?
I mean,
because there's nothing that's closer.
Depending on where those knights are, and where he ends up.
But he's I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, that's nothing new.
Yeah.
So, moving right along. Let's go ahead and go over the deployment. Wait, deployment.
Goes up 95 minutes. Not many items, sorry. Say words. Let's see if blades.
We're getting a good shot here, how he's using that center path to jump in between.
So for those of you just that are pretty new to the game, they ended up with Hammer and Anvil. You want to tell them what that is, Thomas? What does all that mean on the screen?
Yeah, so Hammer and Anvil, each player, we're playing Warhammer, so it's a 1 versus 1 game typically. We'll get a deployment type, and different maps have different areas where you deploy your starting models. So in Hammer and Anvil, player A is starting on their long edge of the board. There's a 24-inch zone there, and then you have a 24 inches kind of between the players and the opponents on the opposite 24 inches. So looking at that map, you kind of see where each player places their starting models. Some armies have rules that can allow units to deploy outside of their deployment zone. Maybe they're scouting forward, or they're Nurglings in this case with the Chaos, infiltrating up into position. Sometimes that's good because you want to get forward board control. Sometimes that's bad because now they're a little bit too close and they allow your opponent to get a first turn assault off. So it's definitely some tactics on where you put.
But it's also risky putting those things out there because you can get them wrapped up and then people can use them to just vault themselves up the table if it's an assault army.
That's
so
right. So it's very dependent on what strategies you use against different opponents, and if you get too aggressive.
10 inches, are you within 11 inches?
Okay, so
No, you are out of 11, so I need to re-roll this if I want to pile and consolidate to them.
he needs an 11.
Right, I'm not charging through it. My pile and consolidations will go for that. Otherwise, I'm just going to trying to get right here. So,
Wait.
down to CP.
So is he charging the knight then?
I rolled the 2
That's way far.
No, he's charging the Nurglings.
Damn it.
So he'll have to. You gotta make it with 1 inch.
No, guys, he's charging the Nurglings on the edge of the board and then using his consolidate to get closer to the knights.
Oh, can we scroll up the map a little bit? Oh. Where are those Nurglings he's charging?
Are they under Mark's arm right now?
And maybe some Nurglings up in this area.
They're charging here.
I guess he failed the charge then.
More valuable attack card.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Can we get a scroll up in that top right section there? See if we can get a good shot in there for you guys. There's the mobile camera. There's the Nurglings. There we are. You see the Nurglings right there. So
The
he's using those
non-green
guys to
bases.
charge.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There we go. So what he's doing
He's
is
gonna tie those suckers
he's
up.
using this small charge here to really try to extend this.
So that's why he's saying, I just want to go to like there.
Yeah, he needed to get a big move so he can really push those guys along and then use his pile in and consolidate to touch that unit. And again, when you pile in and consolidate, you have to move towards the closest.
And
enemy
you
unit.
don't get minus going through
The
craters and stuff.
If he were to charge through this crater, he would subtract -2 from his charge, which could be pretty disastrous as far as his distance that he can move. But as long as you don't move within the terrain during your initial charge move, you do not suffer that penalty.
Oh, they got the full attacks with the possessed.
The player has 3 models. You don't have to hold them. You just have to characters. Yeah, they have the characters. You don't have to hold them. You only have to.
Let's while he does these things, this combat doesn't matter that much. So let's go ahead and jump over to table 3. We got some action going on with Nanavati. Nanavati looks like he's dropping down the suppressors now, and this is where his list really starts to pick up steam. And again, Nick's here to win. That's what he's doing, man.
So let's scroll up to the kind of upper third. We want to see that top section.
Not that we don't want you to win, Alex.
We just lose those suppressors? Oh, he's just putting them down. He's trying to see where he wants to put them. Suppressors in Iron Hands, so good, so strong. Nick is running an Iron Hands brigade, so using those guys as the 3 mandatory fast slots. And you'd think that I just have to fill those slots, and they're the cheapest fast slots I could get. Those guys do work. But Iron Hands re-rolling 1s, Master Arsons let me re-roll 1 missed hit and 1 failed damage. They really become very point efficient for the amount of work they do. The fact that they can move fire-heavy weapons without penalties and shoot 48 inches really lets them drop anywhere he kind of needs them to get angles to shoot at offending units like Thunderfire cannons and other marine common units that you want to take out.
-3.
We're trying to get some action live in the chat.
Wow. Sorry about that, guys.
We'll come back to that, see if we can get some on the floor reporting exactly what's happening.
So, chat. By the way, if there's any tables that you guys want to see, let us know. Any players that you guys like that you're a fan of. I think we have Curtis Klaus.
Chris Klaus. Yep.
And Siegler playing
Kurt
each
Klaus,
other.
I'm sorry.
Kurt Klaus. Curtis. It's Curtis. Kurt Klaus. Kurt Klaus. He'd be sad that I didn't know his first name.
And we do have it popping up on the left, so you kind of keep that.
Well, I'm just saying,
going.
if you want to get us to get a camera shot of anybody, let us know, and we can jump a camera over there and check it out for you guys.
Yeah.
Only if you give us subs.
We do like subs, so if you like what we're doing, feel free to sub. If you're a member of Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription with Amazon Prime, so please use that with us. We would love to have that. It helps us tremendously, and it lets us bring this great content to you.
Fire Drake, you know you're my boy, dude. I got you, man. We will get you John Lennon and the Mean Machine Prampreen, dude. We will get you. And yeah, we can check on Naden as well. Naden's hair was wet when he walked in today, so it doesn't look as beautiful as it normally does.
Now, if you were here yesterday, we had both Pampreen and John Lennon.
Pampreen's funny, dude. That dude was cracking me up, man.
So we had them in.
Talking about roll. There's John Lennon.
They were winners. Oh, there we are.
Bam! I got you. Fire Drake. How fast was that?
Ask and you shall receive. We got a direct shot right there.
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, he's charging and surrounding. Is that Mark Hurdle he's playing? Who's he playing? I recognize those things.
Yes, it is. It's a rematch from their 3rd round yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my
he's like, we played
goodness.
this game already, and we're going at it again.
And John Lennon will headbutt you because he has that. He has the Karate Kid headband on. He's got no problem. Can we get a shot of his headband, please? Can we just look at his headband? Yeah. Ask John to look at the John.
He's
look,
busy. Don't
John.
distract the man while he's trying to. Yes,
nice.
sir.
We got the grid. Yeah, that's for you guys at home there. Fantastic.
Don't say we never gave you anything. Okay?
Don't say we never gave you nothing. Oh my goodness.
Great shot. Thanks, camera guys. Oh man, I think that was Alex on the camera. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex. You the man, baby.
There's a shot of Nate in there. Working hard. One of our refs actively judging, keeping an eye on the table.
So if you look here in chat, Thomas, we got a question about the. Thank you so much, Athrian. We really appreciate your support, and I'm glad that you like it. However, he says that the tournament format is a bit weird.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about it, right? So again, we broke out the groups today based on how you did day one. So it's very possible that if you went 2-1 yesterday,
you could still win
and
the freaking tournament.
You went 3-0, that you could get into the same group today, and you're playing off. So that's why you see that matchup happening there. Because once you get into your day 2 group, it is battle points and win loss. So you're taking
it's on
the
the
thing.
screen. You guys can actually see
So
it.
what you don't really see here is how we do the battle group pairings for group play on day 2. So. You got to go to our website. There's a nice little table there that shows it. We kind of snake the thing. So say players 1 through 8, top players 1 through 8 after day 1.
Yeah.
If you're going to create 8 groups, Group A, player 1 goes into Group A.
That's right.
Group 2, player 2 goes into Group B.
Right.
And that goes all the way to Group H. So that's 8 groups,
Yep.
8 players. And then now you start player 9 now goes into Group H right there next to player 8, and then now it kind of funnels back all the way down.
And that'll go in for brackets for tomorrow, which are single elimination.
So you'll see player number 1 will have player number 1, number 16. It'll like scroll all the way down, and then based on that grouping, that's who they'll be playing today. So
All right, guys.
the better you do, the more chance you might have to play those top players again. And at the end of today, you'll have a winner that goes into the bracket.
So let's jump to table 2 here. Bob, you
Bob.
got some. Bob's excited. He's got something. He's an AdMech guy, so he's excited about this game.
I like AdMech. All right, so from previous rounds, so at the end of turn 1,
Yep.
Justin killed a land speeder. He killed some scouts. The Smash Captain made his charge. It was he needed an 11. Used a strat for a 3d6-inch charge. Got in, popped the impulsor. Had to fight twice to get that done. And you don't see that Smash Captain on the board anymore. It was just in front of that rightmost Invictus Warsuit. And so on Justin's turn, he pushed up, he null zoned, which you can see that card on the table, so dropped that captain's invuln save, and then killed him right there on the spot. Whew. And then we're moving forward from that.
Nice.
And Justin couldn't stop it because he's down to 1 CP, so he couldn't use the Iron Hand strat for the 4-up to stop it.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow. Fighting twice to kill the impulsor.
Yeah, he
using
only
all the CP, burning it out.
Only 1 wound went through on the first round of fighting.
Wow, with the Smash Captain, the 4-up invulnerable save is no joke. You just pop some 4s. Could be no bueno. Thanks for that. Wow, that's a big turn. And that's the play, letting that Smash Captain come in and watching it do work, and then all of a sudden get foiled.
It's karma.
It really is.
He forgot, so the Smash Captain fumbled. He tripped. And so let's look at that shot, though.
That's a great shot. Look at those tanks.
Belarus cannons is what those are called. They can shoot out of line of sight. They're fantastic. Let's skip over to table 3 where we were initially going to go because Nick was dropping in with his boys.
Yeah, we want to see. Did we ever get Chad's mic worked out? We want to see what was happening here.
Chadalicious, would you like to tell us what Nick did on his turn?
Yes, I mean, he didn't really do a ton. He just kind of sat back, popped a couple scout units, getting the kills, killed off one of the Centurions that had dropped down on the left-hand side.
You see him missing there?
But that's pretty much all he did. He got maxed out his gangbusters, and he picked up an extra butcher's bill. But he dropped in. He's got a lot of autocannons in the back now. He's got the firepower sitting back here. So it's going to be a good push in the late game, I think, because if Alex can get in, maybe, but he doesn't have a lot to kind of get up there anymore. He's got Centurions behind the wall, Centurions up front.
Those are the 2 assault Centurions.
They are the
correct?
assault Centurions. So
wow.
it's going to be tough.
Are the suppressors back behind the L?
Yeah,
on the,
can we scroll down a little bit?
Are they back behind the ruin on the lower left?
They're down here.
No, they're on the very back middle of the table.
Keep scrolling down.
Back middle.
What's the deployment map on this one?
It was Pointy Dawn of War, or sorry, Pointy Hammer Naval.
Pointy Hammer Naval.
Spearhead Assault. Is
Spearhead,
what he's
thank
trying
you.
to say.
So you can kind of see the outlines here. That's how they initially deployed.
Squid.
There are the
Oh,
suppressors
there they are,
on the
there
back.
they are.
Oh, they're actually on the back
They're-
behind the
yeah, they're like
repulsor.
on the line.
On the
Yeah, we got it
longboard
now.
edge.
Thanks to that beautiful camera work.
There we go. So yeah, they're just hanging back.
Nice shot, Brad.
Alex is kind of pushed back with his assault centurions. I mean, these guys are fighting. They got to foot slog it all the way up here if they want to do anything.
He's bringing in. It looks like 2 units of 2 units of eliminators, and the last unit of fighty tubs or fighty centurions. So, we'll see if he can get into the lines. He has a chance, but Nick's got a lot of firepower that can hit him from a long range.
Dude, I can't. It's so cool to see what these guys are doing with the terrain and with the format, right? Because normal ITC, right? It's I don't know. It's just cool. The terrain mixture with this type of format. We're seeing these L's utilized as weapons, man. They're sitting back. We're not just seeing 2 armies crash in the middle. It's like, okay, this is cat and mouse. I've got to get these amount of points, and I just have to inch one more than my opponent each round. That's why going second is so powerful.
I mean, in high-level play, it becomes very much that. Can I win by 1 point? Can I get an extra secondary where my opponent does? Can I deny them? I don't necessarily have to go all in and kill my opponent as much as I can every turn.
It's actually not as good for you to do that because you don't get full points.
Let's take a look real quick at the deployment type, just for those folks that are kind of following along and maybe not understanding where we are. This particular deployment is not Hammer Naval.
This is Spearhead Assault.
Spearhead Assault.
Is that Conrad's fault?
As we call it, there it is. We're laughing at our production guys as they pull it up.
He broke it. There we go.
Did like having them both come up at the same time.
There we go.
So you see a little bit different deployment zones. So we call this pointy hammer and anvils because it's very similar. They're pointing on the far ends of the table, but they are in this kind of arrow type deployment type. So each person has a little bit more forward deployment in the center, but they're pushed back on the back. So it really kind of forces some early action if you want. You can be a little bit closer than 24 inches in the first turn if you deploy right at that point, or you can still fall all the way back.
Looks like he's trying to figure out really where he needs to put those assault centurions.
And again, he's playing Raven Guard, so he has some guys deployed in reserve, so now they're coming in, but they're restricted when they come in. They have to be at least 9 inches away from a closest enemy model, so he's got to measure. That's what all that measuring is.
Hey, what's the fluff behind that with Raven Guard? Were they just there all the time, and then they're surprising their opponents? They're
like the hit and run masters, right? They're sneaking up on.
So they were already there, and this is like them ambushing.
They're just
now?
like popping out of
They're the sneakiest war suits available.
Yeah. And you kind of see this is outlined here in Pro Tabletop. That's footprint of the ruins.
That's cover.
So they have cover inside of that. Yep, absolutely.
So we're gonna go ahead and pull up the list real quick. Thomas, whose list do you want to run over, and I'll run over the other one.
So I've played against Nick's list, even though Alex is my champion.
So you should have to tell about Alex then.
Okay, yeah, you talk about Nick, and I'll talk about Alex.
Go ahead.
Alex is playing, Raven Guard, so he's got a basic. I think it's 2 battalions. So he's got his Primaris Lieutenant. He's got a bunch of intercessor squads, a couple scout squads, one with snipers. He's got those Centurion units, 1 unit of Devastators with the shooting grav, and the other 2 as fighting Centurions. So they really want to get up close and punch you. They do have a lot of shooting, actually.
So real quick, can I just interject? So he is playing bolter fuselage and the plus 3-inch range on his guns, which is an interesting play because with the Centurions, yeah, exactly. You got the flamers that are going to be 11 inches. So when they deep strike in, he can shoot them, and they're also rerolling ones with those bolters they have in their chest.
Nice. It's Hurricane bolters. There's a lot of shots coming out of those guys. You'd be surprised how the fighting Centurions can really pump out the damage. And long-range markers, that's really a good choice as a successor trait to take flamers so that they can shoot. They're normally only 8 inches, so if you deep strike them in 9 inches away, they're not in range to shoot. But with long-range marksman, that gives you an extra 3 inches on that shooting, so it makes them 11, so it makes those flamers relevant. And they have 2 flamers apiece, so that's 2d6 shots per guy that auto hit, so that's pretty powerful.
Hey, Deathwing would like to see Gabriel Roqueluz. Roca, that's a French name. Roqueluz? Roquelaz? Man, who the heck is Gabriel? Whatever. Find Gabriel. We're going to find Gabriel. We got to figure out what table that dude's on. We'll get you shots of it.
Okay,
We're
these
gonna-
3 guys have one total, right?
They're spread out across the building, so we got to kind of figure out where they are.
And we may be able to see if our camera wireless can reach.
Oh, okay.
we'll
We're
see.
not going to be able to get that if he's over there? Well, oh, okay, cool. We can. Cool.
We're gonna try.
As far as Jim Vessel, I believe the man opened up a restaurant, and that's the reason he could not make it here to this tournament. He was in here in chat yesterday talking about, oh man, I wish I was there. But I think he's a pizzeria chef.
Is it pizza?
I think it's pizza.
He definitely is a restaurant guy. So
It's a restaurant guy. We'll find
Oh,
Gabe.
there he is. Is that him? There he is.
There he is. Bam. Now, somebody in chat dumb that down for me, how to pronounce that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
He's playing Custodes. You see those glorious
we-
Calidus tanks?
Those things. We haven't seen those in a little bit. They were meta for a minute.
They
Then they dropped out.
They were running the scenes until they got
Ooh!
the nerf from
Destroyers.
Cataphront Breachers. Looks like.
No, those are destroyers.
Are they?
Yeah. Look at the
Plasma?
blue plasma.
Oh, I don't paint my plasma blue unless it's Hellboxers. That's a lot of destroyers right there.
That's a man after my own heart right there.
Yep. I played some of
Like
this.
15 minutes behind you.
I know Roy's playing some Imperial
Thank you.
Astra Militarum.
Thank you so much for that find. I hope that made you guys happy in the chat. That was just for you guys. Vegan pizza restaurants. That's what he does.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here first.
Vegan pizza.
Or maybe if you already knew, you're like, oh, I knew that one.
Well, I didn't know it was vegan pizza. Now I'm a little disappointed in Jim. That's like offensive.
Why you gotta hate on the vegans? No,
I'm not hating on the vegans. They're missing out on a whole portion of pizza and why it's amazing.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta have some meat on pizza.
That's a pleasure, Deathwing. You can no longer enter the raffle. Sorry, guys, if you didn't get in time.
The raffle is up. We're gonna pick a winner here shortly. Get one of these fantastic.
Hold on now, chat. Pump the brakes.
Oh, he's going to the top knot.
Before this spirals out of freaking control, I'm gonna bring down the man bun hammer. and actually, we're not calling it man bun anyway. It's a freaking top knot.
Oh,
We've all been over this 1,000 times.
Attack of the
It's a
top
top knot.
It's a freaking thank you. It's a freaking top knot.
Wikipedia says.
First of all, I love vegans. It has nothing to do with vegans. But I think a pizza, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time needs meat. Let's focus on the games. Everybody get focused.
Let's just back on track here.
But go ahead. This is Nick Nanavati's game.
Yeah, so we have
So he
Alex
dropped in
Fennell.
those-
We're here hosting live from the Atlanta Open. We're day 2, round 1. On this table, we have Nick Nanavati against Alex Fennell. They're playing Raven Guard successors versus Iron Hand successors. It looks like while the score is pretty close, it looks like it's actually tied right now. I think Alex has got some work to do to kind of get out of the positioning that he's in. If these Centurions kind of get caught here without doing a lot of work, he's going to have to push his other guys out of reserve. So it'll be interesting to see what he does in the following turns and how much work he can get done on Nick.
Yeah, he's been trying to just take off and kill some of the suppressors in the back while he has the opportunity. My guess is he's going to try to charge the intercessors up front, just get some range into the lines. But, he's got some plays. We'll see.
The Tau of Tau. You have won a new mat for your home.
Congratulations.
Or your apartment, or your, if you live in like a storage facility. What? I don't know where he lives.
Can we get a top
Your
down,
mother's basement.
and a scroll to the left, please?
Your grandmother's basement.
I want to see that backboard kind of
Your
left half.
auntie's basement.
There we go. Just a little bit to the left. Just good angle there. Oh, the other left. There we go.
At some point, we would also it's no rush, but Naden, we'd like to get a peek of Naden and see that wet hair.
There we go. We see
Slick
some of the
down his back.
suppressors here in the back getting kind of picked off with his long-range shooting. He's got some eliminators. You kind of see these eliminators here that dropped in that are trying to shoot down to try to pick. There's the suppressors. You kind of see a couple of them that get picked off.
Here's the thing, Eternal Knight. Home is where the heart is. If those relationships aren't great with those family members, that is just a house.
3 characters
Okay?
on one.
I just want that stated.
So sensitive, Damien.
I'm not sensitive. He's trying to correct me, and I'm just saying. Somebody hey, Will, tell Austin that his baby's kicking the tummy. And
Yeah, let's jump over to Austin. So Nick, I mean, don't be fooled by Alex's position. He may be a little bit far back, but he does have quite a bit of firepower there. So those guys can still do a ton of work. So let's jump over to table 1. Is that table 1 where Austin is?
it's table 1. Yep. Are there any great night players in the tournament? This is a
Yeah,
tournament.
guys, we've got a big turn going on right now.
Let's watch this turn.
We had on Austin's turn, he felt like it was a turn he could make a push, so he moved to get as many shots as he could on the Plague Marines that moved out. He ended up wiping the squad.
Gosh dang it.
That was here at the R.S. Andrews.
Yeah.
He wiped the character with shooting, and now he assaulted and wiped 7, I believe, of the possessed out of the unit when he assaulted with the knight.
Dadgummit.
So it's going to be a big swing.
That is a
Mark
huge
Mark
swing.
still got a lot of bodies and a lot of characters, so it's going to come down to how much damage.
I mean,
he
he's
can
got a
do
lot
on
of
the back.
smites and stuff that
Yeah,
he can't
he does.
stop coming
He does.
through. That
'cause-
stuff.
But he's only lost 1 character.
Yeah, but Morty's sitting up there going, okay, I'm ready to come in.
Yes, he is. That's why Austin was seriously debating. He's like, do I send Morty after the possessed as well? And he's like, no, because if it goes sideways, I could possibly lose 2 with how boosted the possessed were.
Tao of Tao says his home is a broken down devilfish. Listen, home is where the heart is, man. It's fine. It's fine. I love it.
I think we should stick on table 1. I'd like to see.
Guys, the knight survived the possessed swing back with 2 wounds left.
Keep it on table 1 for us, guys.
Oh wow, he did not. So he did enough damage to thin him out enough that the knight survived. Look at that. There's the knight with the possessed.
Oh my goodness.
How many wounds did that knight take? He looks like he's
Looks
sitting
like
on
a
20.
22.
2 wounds left.
Yeah, 22 wounds.
Wow.
Brad giving the nod with the camera.
That's right. Look at that great shot with Brad.
How did he get that dice shot in between?
No, guys, Austin counts up. The knight has 2 wounds left.
That's right.
2 wounds left.
That's
He
right.
survived with 2 wounds.
He's 2 wounds left. That's how I read it. 22 wounds on it.
Okay, so 2 wounds left.
Yeah, so right
And
here.
that's the end of Mark's turn?
That was
Or that was
Austin's
That was Austin's turn. Now we're going into Mark's turn.
Okay,
So we're going to see what
okay.
kind of damage Mark can do on the comeback.
If y'all noticed, man, Mark never wears shoes when he's playing.
We're lucky Mark wears clothes when he's playing.
Living a broken devilfish down by the river.
he just wants to be comfortable. The man wants to be comfortable while he plays.
That's funny. That's funny.
It is Karn at the base of that knight. You see, they bringing around his card for display. That's a fantastic model.
Is that 2 wounds remaining, right?
And channel a little inner corn for that knight to fight better.
These Nurglings, I gotta check and see some.
Yeah, you got it. I'm in cover either way.
They are just out of charge range possibility there.
You're rolling ones.
So they're just gonna advance.
Looks like he's doing some measurements. Mark's measuring to see if he's in range of any charging.
Yeah, hitting on 2s.
Oh yeah, because you picked that guy. Yeah.
These are the Nurglings moving up.
3 wounds.
Grenade fellas.
I need them to start marking stuff, by the way.
3d3 down my side.
Austin and Perry.
He just updated it on his phone.
Let's see if we can get a push from that. We had seen some issues with iOS versus Android, so it depended on what type of phone they're using.
Oh,
it
look at
wasn't-
that. Look.
wasn't always coming through.
Can we switch to camera 9, please, and show why it doesn't work? Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason it didn't work.
That's Mark's phone.
Can we get a shot? Can we get a shot of Mark's feet, please?
Sorry, I'm not following.
Let's see. Let's see the. Let's see those feet.
So I switch it because the strength 6.
So why? Tell me, for the folks who don't know why that was funny, why it didn't work. What was the thing there?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You just got a shot of the phone. You don't even know.
I just about like laughing. I'm sorry. I'm not listening. I can't. No, I know. I just can't take the flack. I got so much flack for saying Samsung is a lesser, inferior product.
It was an Android. It's just Android. We're having issues with the
oh, that's a Samsung? That's even
pull.
worse. I thought it was an Android.
That's the iOS. That's the OS.
Well, my bad. I thought Samsung's used Android.
They do.
Oh yeah, so it's all garbage. All right. Well, I'm on the right track then.
Get out of here. So what is that score sitting at right now, Will? Austin versus Mark.
Bob Azell came in and gave me a loving gesture with his.
Telling us how he feels about iOS versus Android.
With his iOS.
It's very polarizing. All right, so we're going to get Austin to try to put it on his phone since he's using an iPhone and see if we'll get that score.
We'll get that squared away for the
points. Good deal. Got the crew on it. I like how we just say things and people just do it.
It's kind of weird.
It's like I feel like I have some power right
I know.
here.
As I was just about to say, it's a little.
I don't even know what this is like.
We gotta keep.
Nobody listens to me.
We gotta keep humble, man. We gotta keep humble. We gotta keep humble. That's too empowering.
That's another great shot. Mark's got his characters there now, so he's still got a lot of power left in these characters. But once the screens start falling apart, they're going to get really in trouble with the shooting. But until that happens, that's a lot of psychic powers. All those powers you use to buff up those possess.
Yeah.
Once those possess go away, he could turn around and just cast mind bullets and just start tearing down knights. So.
And he has to spend a lot of energy to be able to get rid of those possessed when they're buffed up.
Yeah,
like
even
minus
just a
one to
handful
hit.
of guys. Those guys can do a ton of damage.
-1 to hit, 5-up inbound save. Yeah.
Get some feel no pain. It's just very durable. They hit like a truck.
And they're fast.
And they're super fast. I mean,
especially with warp time.
Warp time is a spell that lets you
14
move.
inches.
It lets you move again, so you can get double down on your move. So
spite.
really kind of underestimates. If you just think you pull up a unit possessed, they only move 7, but you saw them and say I warp time, so I move again. Now you have to factor in they're moving 14 during their normal move. So.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about. Apple shill. Look at this stuff, man. I'm getting all this kind of stuff. I knew. See, that's why I didn't say it. That's why I just laughed, and y'all made me talk about it. Now I'm hated in the chat again. Dadgummit. And it's not a man, but it's a top knot.
As we're rolling, we're kind of looking on the side. We kind of see some of the scores from the other rounds.
Morty's still alive. That's Morty's sitting up on that
top
hill.
knot. Top knot.
Top knot.
Top knot.
Top knot. Top knot. It's a top knot, man. It's not break. We're friends, man. You got to be on my side, Holmes.
Oh man, this is great. I see a good shot in a little picture-in-picture there of the knights surrounded by the possessed. That's where some action is happening. You also kind of see the front where Mark's bringing those nurglings down.
And the name's White Chocolate.
White Chocolate. You see here where the possessed are trying to attack that knight.
That's right.
Really.
I mean, they're going to cut that knight in half. Did he get blades off on him?
Yeah, he did. I believe so. We'll ask Will, but.
Hey, Will, did he get blades off on the possessed? Blades of putrefaction.
He doesn't.
He hasn't got to those yet. He's just now getting into his psychic phase.
Okay.
You kind of see Mark positioning away from all of Austin's knights there. So
Can we back it up so we can see? They want to see exactly where the positioning of the other knights and Morty are. It's
So
in the
scroll down to the
lower
right.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we switch to 9, we can see we got a great shot. There we go.
Yeah. So there they are. So they're kind of all the way at the back, across on the other side of the board.
Poised. It's like the calm before the storm. I mean, look at that, dude. That's so.
They're hugging that board edge, but
but he does have Cloud of Flies on the possessed. Mark Perry showing me he knows what he's doing. Oh, it's fantastic.
He's cast Cloud of Flies, so that means these guys here are screening. They're closer. It prevents these knights from getting shots.
I should have one on
Scotsman, I want to let you know, I am actually not a hipster. I want that stated, okay? I am not a hipster. Even though I look like one and I have an apple, I'm not a hipster.
I mean, how could you be a hipster when you got
Guys,
a German
Austin just
accent?
went all in on his explosion. He spent CP to explode on a 4-up, Then he failed it. Then he spent a CP to re-roll, and then he just rolled a 10-inch explosion.
Oh, wow. Sometimes it pays to go big.
Bad.
We did see the 6 on the explosion on the reroll. We did catch that just at the last second, and then a 10-inch explodes. So what happens when a knight dies? You roll to see it could explode. If it does, it's 2d6 inches. The radius of the explosion, so that's huge. You can kind of see Mark has really positioned his guys all around that knight to try to attack it, destroy it. But now you got a 10-inch radius of this thing exploding and just dealing out mortal wounds to anyone nearby. That's huge. That was a big play, hitting that.
We just got to make feel no pains. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it could be very brutal right here.
He's just going to make feel no pains. It doesn't matter.
And so when the knight explodes, it does d6 damage per unit caught in the radius.
6.
Oh, he just says take more wounds.
Yeah, he just did 6 damage to the Demon Prince, which is what he needed, I believe, for one of his secondaries to get some points off of that.
Oh, wow.
So he's rolling high on his
that
damage
got
from the
his king.
explosion
That's
also.
for Kingslayer. That's why he took Kingslayer.
Oh, you're like, how is he going to get that? Look, he's just like, I'll explode a knight. That's how I do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All part of his plan? Wow. Just dropping wounds down. Mark is just like, how many more guys are going to get hit? Are they in range of my character? Just checking to make sure he can keep his bubbles going. How many wounds does a character take? 6! He just rolled another 6 for wounds?
Yes, he did.
He's just like, keep rolling 6s.
Oh,
he's got it. Oh.
And another character for Headhunter.
Headhunter.
Oh, my
just picking up points. Remember,
He's
he's doing Headhunter down here. Every character killed is a point for Austin.
Blood for the blood.
Wow.
Austin just said he pulled that power from Karn on the base
He
of the
did.
knight.
He summoned
Blood for the
Karn's
blood
inner
god.
power. It says, it's go time. And let's roll some 6s. That's a man after my own heart. You know what that means. What do we do in the chat?
Let's see some dragons
We gotta
on there.
see some dragons.
Throw the dragons
Where
up.
are the dragons, chat?
Whoever's in the chat,
Go
if you got
dragons.
some dragons,
Wow.
throw the dragons up. Throw the dragons up.
Dragons attacked.
Necro,
And
nobody
that hurts.
nobody actually has a German accent in here, but I can do a flurry of.
Let's jump over to.
Let's go to table 2.
Yeah, let's go to table 2 with Bob, Justin Lois, and Nick Rose. Let's check in with those guys.
I can do a bunch of accents. That's all.
All right, guys. Justin had a really good top of 2. He killed 6 units during his top of 2.
6 units.
6 units. He killed the other Smash Captain. He wiped out one of the AdMech vehicles. So, I mean, Nick did, not Justin. Nick killed 6 things. Justin is trying to come back. The drill came in, grabbed some things.
Is
Everybody's
that the drill that's been Thunderfire Cannon too?
It was the previous turn. Nick did not Thunderfire the second turn. He threw that. He didn't Tremor Shell at the second turn. He used that on Rangers, and he used it on the other Smash Captain as he had killed everything else, and that was the closest guy to him and finished that guy off. He had to burn Bolter Drill and Storm of Fire on his unit of intercessors over there to get rid of the second Smash Captain.
Right.
And so we've moved back to.
So Justin's lost all 3 Smash Captains?
He's lost 2.
2.
And this is round. They're
3. We're in top of 3.
Top of 3 right now, and the current score, as we can see there, is 8
He's up to 8.
12.
Yeah, he's picked up a lot of secondaries already on Nick's side. So
Yeah, and Nick's looking at 59 on his clock. Justin's looking at 42 on his clock.
So they're looking pretty even on time.
Pretty good. Time looks good.
It's looking like Justin's like running thin on the ground. I don't see a lot of units here.
What else does he have left?
So he's got both dreads left. He's got one of his AdMech vehicles. He's got 2 AdMech characters left. There are Rangers in this back ruin if you come around.
Is that a Thunderfire Cannon back there too?
2. There are 2 Thunderfire cannons in that back ruin.
I see a
We get
vehicle down there. Let's
We
scroll
get a
down
camera
little bit.
shot.
Yeah, we'll get a camera shot.
You can see what's back here.
Looks like the drill just
left.
to puts.
Dreadnoughts taking out drills.
So this is what we've got left in that back ruin.
Oh, they're hiding.
That's not
Yep, there's
great.
the 2 Dreadnoughts over there. On the right.
He's not out, but he's definitely
He's bleeding. He's bleeding units.
So I
that can do
believe
work.
so. He only had 2 Smash Captains, and they're both gone.
Oh, they're both gone.
If we
yeah.
see the cart with this shot, we can see what's dead.
Yeah. All the forward stuff, all his forward pressure has been pushed out.
So
His
he's
chickens
very
are dead.
much on the back foot, and he's clawing for points at this stage.
Yeah, it looks like is taking a commanding position here at this
Yeah,
point.
let's jump to Nick and get an update for Nick's game as well, please.
Let's go to Nick Nanavati on table 3.
Can we hear
Yeah,
from you,
what's going
Chad?
on? So Nick dropped his pod in full of his grav dudes and some sniper guys. He's starting to pick off all of Alex's extra Centurions behind the wall right now. Alex did make a good play at the middle. The Centurions pushed up into the front
Looks
of
like he did
Nick's
make that
lines.
charge,
He
yeah.
did. He had to use his last CP to re-roll to get in, so he's totally out of CP now, while Nick has 6 left.
Marines don't like that.
So he's still got 5 suppressors up here, plinking down range, picking off the other Centurions and all the little stuff. Contemptor's still up and running. So he took out, I believe it was 5 of the Eliminators on Alex's side. So
right now, this is Nick's turn.
yeah, this is Nick's turn. This is bottom of 3 right now.
And where's that drop pod
is-
at?
What Nick's drop pod or
His,
Alex's?
his grav drop pod.
It's going to be in this back right corner.
Can we get a shot of the back right here?
Yeah.
Look at this. We're going to switch to 9 here in just a second.
So
Okay.
he's kind of taking a position on the hill, just kind of plinking away at the back line, because it's kind of hard to see with the walls in the middle here. But
yeah, I see it.
so
There we go. Yeah, he's got a good shot.
So those are grav devs.
Yeah, that's a Devastator squad with gravs, with the stratagem the Marines have to reroll all wounds and damage.
I like to call them Gravma. They're plasma grav conversions. So
That's right. You're like, those look like plasma cannons, but they got a little bit of conversion on there. So, yeah, he's shooting from here, trying to pick off that. So he's preventing Alex from using this wall and hiding forever with that drop pod. It also forces him, if he wants to come out, he's got to kind of have to move or shoot with what he's got left to pick off those Devastators.
And a big problem is, too, he's bled all his command points out.
Yeah, Marines, once they start running out of command points, the wheels start really coming off the
What does he even
bus
do
as
about
far as
those grab
effective.
guys in the back at this point, right? Like, he's moved so far mid-forward, and he's got those other ones on the other side that are just going to get picked by suppressors on the top by the blue whale objective.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, look
I
at
mean,
that. Look at his thought process.
He's got this here.
He's got some, he's got a Thunderfire
He's still
cannon
got
in the
Thunderfire
back,
that he can
but
work with, but
yeah, but that doesn't.
it
There's a
doesn't
good
really
shot
do
at-
a whole
matter.
lot.
There's a
right
good
now.
shot of Alex right there.
Yeah, Alex.
He's in a tough position.
He's in a tough position, man.
So Nick's just coming to assault with his Smash Captain into the Centurions, wiping them out.
Yeah.
So he's totally cleared up his back line now. So now it's just Nick making the push to get to the middle, finish the game strong right here.
Yeah, you saw that 6-inch move he did there. That was a pile in and consolidate since the Smash Captain did all his work. So it's a great positioning to charge, even though I'm only going to need this one unit to kill that unit of Centurions. I'm going to charge with all 3 of these guys so I can get a free movement out of it on the pile in and consolidate.
Yep. Just push me forward, sir.
I mean, that's really top tier play. You know that you use that movement and whenever you can, and you get bonus movement. That's the way you really win games. There's a good shot of Nick right there. Really studying, updating the app. Is he putting points in the phone? Is it the same Nick Nanavati we know?
No, dude. He's grown up. He's got his big boy pants on. I told you, he's here to win the game, dude.
Oh, look at
He's
that.
being professional. Look at him taking a swig of his water.
Is he drinking water?
He's drinking water. Nick Nanavati turning over leaves.
Is that really? It is water. Who is this guy? Yeah, I think he saw it here first.
Oh, quit busting this man's balls, man. Let
Somebody
him
get that guy a beer.
Hey, no, let him keep. No, then he'll stop putting the stuff in the phone, man.
That's true. We want to make sure we get the score update. Good call. No beers for Nick. Yeah.
No beers. It's not vodka. It's not vodka.
No. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen Nick not have a drink.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, he's doing great.
I told you he came here to win.
He's serious.
He is taking butts and kicking names.
That's the way you gotta do it, I guess. Just looking around the tables and seeing some of the score. Austin's only 10 against Perry's 13. Though we did just see that huge explosion. I think that's gonna turn the tide quite a bit.
It's not
in
going
the
to turn
final round.
anything. It's fine. It's
People's
fine.
champion, baby. People's champion. Gonna take a lead.
Fine. It's fine.
3-1. Can
It's
you come
fine.
back from 3-1?
Yeah. Did you?
It was. I was 0-2 down, and I came back.
Yeah, it's the same difference.
Yeah.
It's a 2-point lead.
But this is a whole new day.
Bird.
It's a whole new world.
So it looks like Siegler
And Klaus?
Klaus game is 9-5.
That's pretty tight right now. It's still early going.
Up on Klaus though.
Yeah. Got Juice and Heath playing. It looks like Heath's up right now. Genius is playing Genius to the Cult. This terrain is very favorable for Genius to the Cult, just for the way you can hide behind it and use that to your advantage for assaults. But Marines are so powerful these days, and they have such a lot of answers. I'm not sure what Heath is playing, but it does make it tough for Genius to the Cult in general in this current meta. I'm not sure why we're not seeing Kemple and Valley score. Are they playing? Your boy Kemple?
I don't know, dude. I haven't seen him on Cosgrove 10-3.
Is Cosgrove pulling a win?
10-3. No! Brad! I'm gonna go. Dadgummit! No! Nick, don't do it! Nick, don't do it! What? I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna unstrap myself.
You gotta put the camera on
No,
us.
I'm going out there. I'm going out there.
Turn our mics on. No, don't go out. David has left the booth. He was like a little in shock. The beer came out. He's like, no.
Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Get that out of here.
You understand? We're all like strapped into the chair with all the cables, and he's like, let me out of this thing. I gotta get out there. He took the beer away. He took the beer away.
Get out of here.
He told him he could have the beer after he wins. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Get this man. Strap back in.
Strap me back in. Put me back in, coach.
That's great.
I will not stand for this. I won't stand for this aggression, man.
Gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I mean, you know, we're trying to have a good time here. As, you know, that's what Warhammer's all about. We're having a good time. Wait, hey, the beer was sprinkled back out.
All my efforts. All my efforts.
I'm dying over
You
here.
know what, man? You know what, man? Go ahead and lose your freaking games, man.
Oh, my God.
And Flame is there.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I'm blowing out their mics with all this laughing.
Unfreaking believable.
Oh, it's Damien. Calm down, buddy. Calm down.
Whatever, man. I don't even care what happens to him the rest of the game. Rest of the tournament,
He's
dude.
dead to him.
You're dead to me, Nick. Bob.
Bob's
Go back
guilty.
to table 2. That's not even your table,
Get
Bob.
out of here, Bob. Go back to your table.
It's not even your table, Bob. Came back in here and stole the beer. What's wrong with him?
You guys are missing it. Actually, Austin is also on his best behavior. I have not been,
No,
seeing.
Austin is not drinking.
He's doing well. He's really on top of his game. So.
Well, look at it, and we see why he's playing well.
He's playing fantastic. So
it's weird. You almost play better when you're not drunk.
it's kind of scary. I mean, like
It's strange. It's strange how that works. That's strange how that works.
Austin loves to have a good time, and he's a great guy. But yeah, it's a different atmosphere. There is alcohol here on site. I mean, you can definitely get some beers and drinks here. They'll bring them to your table. But it's not that kind of thing, right? This is very serious. People are playing with intent, and they're really kind of
Let's jump back to table 1 for me.
having a
real
good
quick.
time,
I
but
don't
also
mean to
being
cut you off. Jump back to table 1.
Yeah.
Let's get a top down.
Find the underslung as well.
See a top town of 1.
I'm going to shoot scouts.
They had to turn your mic down after all that yelling.
I'm sure they did, man. I was screaming my balls off. So upset. Yeah, the production guy, Dylan, back here, he said he's going to kill me because of my loudness. It's fair.
Can we get the table 1?
Now
There
he
we
says
are.
I'm lying.
There we are. So let's see what we have left here. Can we scroll down just a little bit so we can get a shot of the Knights?
I was being really loud
There's
in
Austin.
his defense. And he warned me about it yesterday.
Team
There's
Battle
Austin.
Brothers.
He looks so
representing.
happy. Look how happy he looks. He's just kind of bubbly and bouncy. It's because that knight exploded everywhere.
This has been a great game
That helps.
just to watch. The guys have been having a good time playing it. We're going into the top of 4, so Austin did his movement. Now he's doing some psychic powers.
Those Knights, just fantastic.
So the Knights,
painted.
does he have any possessed left over there? Yeah, it's Cloud of Flies. He's fine.
It's like 3 possessed he has left. Whatever.
No, he's got more than that. How many possessed are left?
3 possessed left, guys, right here next
Oh,
to
you're
Morty.
so right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry, Tom.
My crack analysis. I was like, I see 3. I count 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, you are a mechanical engineer.
I am.
And I can't count. So it makes sense that you would have the
I guess
correct
that's why
analysis.
you're not a mechanical engineer. Those two kind of go together.
That's why yin and yang, man. Yin and yang.
So we're going to shooting now?
Yep.
Actually, sorry, before I go to shooting.
Here and here. Stubber.
Yeah, so when you bless the machine gun here.
Yeah, he's declaring his shots right now on his first night.
No, I'm too far, never mind. It's not 18.
So this knight here is going to take some shots.
Into that. I want to leave him alive that are charged to be on the objective. Oh, you didn't? I don't count as many. Right. So 3 is to 4.
Yeah, he's trying to decide how he's going to split fire on it.
4 hits, massive arson. 3 hits.
He's got some characters that are just screened by those nerdlings, so he doesn't have a ton of targets, but he does have a few guys laying around. He wants to make sure he conserves them so he can make a charge.
Yeah.
He is inside this forest, so that is going to limit how far he can charge. So if he were to shoot here and do too much damage, he could potentially be pulled out of charge.
No, T5 right now.
Thing is, it's interesting. Austin still has all the CP to make him blow up. So even when every time he brings one of those down, the way he has to do it is pretty much either smiting or combat.
Getting in combat with a knight, if it explodes, we just saw what could happen.
Yeah.
He's got to roll a 6, or is it a 4 on those chaos knights?
It's 4. Count 1. He'll go with the explosion. He'll one last turn. Thank God. Oh, I know they're actually they're the policy.
These guys are like, they were cut from the same exact mold when God made them. Both these guys, their bodies. It's like 2 sides of the same coin. What, man? I'm just saying, look at them, man. It's like they're like, you're gonna revoke my access? All right, I gotta clean. I don't know. I gotta change the way I'm talking. I don't want that happen. All right, I'll write down do's and don'ts for me, and it's better for me. I need rules. Okay.
No, we have to leave my feet.
I'm supposed to be talking, right? I can't even talk. I'm just tired.
If these two
I don't
guys
have a
heard you,
shot
they
of
would
me
have
falling
agreed with you,
over.
Damien.
Okay, I have, my permission to speaking has been
They unmuted
reestablished. I was revoked from speaking by production.
Stop him out.
Okay, really feel this back. Bring it back. All right, so let's get back in this game. I mean, we're shooting. Has he decided what he's doing yet?
Oh, he did most of his shots, and on his Melta, he rolled way low, and then Mark made a save, so it's going to come down to close combat.
All right, so what's he deciding he's going to do assault-wise?
Just the nerdlings. He's just going to try to pile into the characters.
Oh, I hear it.
Yeah, he's the front knight's going after the nerdlings that are directly in front of him, and then he's going to pile in.
And he wants to pile in to kind of get to these characters.
Did I roll the 1? No, you roll 5. Okay.
See how far he goes?
-2, so 4 inches.
So he's got, he rolled a 6 right here. You can kind of see that on the table. He is in the terrain, the forest, so that's again -2 for his charge distance.
Actually, go right here.
So he needs a 4.
Let's make sure that you cannot get. I'm on a
So he's charged these nerdlings just to make sure he has enough.
I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna keep these all
Look
the
at
base
that.
here.
So he's got,
We're down.
Austin's got 30 minutes left on his clock, while Mark is still rolling around 57 minutes.
Here.
Makes sense.
Oh, no. You gotta do your charges here first. Yep. Go ahead and do your charges.
Stay on the objectives.
Gotcha.
Him?
All right, so he's got to do his other charges before he does all of his pilots.
You can still move 3. So this is what I would do.
8 shot or 8 moves is.
Morty, them and them. 16
Naturally.
And guys, like a lot of the top players do, they're discussing their intent and what they're trying to do with trying to use their consolidate to tag other units. And then Mark's also talking about, well, I'm going to heroically intervene to try to stop that. So they're just discussions. If you do that, this is what I'm going to do. So there's no gotcha moments when the time comes, which is what a lot of the top players do.
Yeah, that's great, and that's really good. Thanks for that clarification, Will. That's true. Like, you don't want to have a moment where you have a gotcha or a.
It's not even gotcha at that point, though, is it? It's like.
Well, yeah, or you have some discrepancy or an
right,
argument.
you're avoiding that, right? So you can just move.
You try to make it very clear. If that is not how it's played, you clear that before you do it, so that you can decide to do something else.
That does several things. It keeps the game moving more smoothly. It keeps and then that way you're able to actually finish your game, right? Because it's very important that all these players finish as much of their games as possible.
Yeah, and these are high-level players, so they know the rules inside and out. So when they do things and the other player talks through the intent, they understand and they can make that happen.
Is
If
there
they
any
have
way?
a counter, they'll do it.
Is there any way for Perry to pull this out? Yeah, it actually is a way for Perry to pull
Mark's
this
still
out.
up, so we're in turn 4 right now.
And
so
it's 15-10, and so he's got. If he can get this last recon point, which I think he can do.
now, maybe these points are not updated correctly, because didn't Mark or Austin get a bunch of Kingslayer points on his Warlord when he did those wounds with the Demon Prince off the explosion?
He did get 2 or 3 off of that.
Yeah, so I think those points are missing.
Because for if it's a monster, it's every 3 wounds.
Every 4 wounds.
It's every 4 wounds. So, and he did 6. I don't know how many films. So he might not have even gotten a point. Actually.
I mean, he might only did 3 if he did a couple.
And then if he made any
pains.
feel no pains.
Yeah, and maybe he's just getting some wounds on him for later. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Hey, Will, how many wounds are on that Demon Prince? Or that were? He might have fleshy. Or
I don't know if it's tricks necessarily, Spaniard. If I'm charging, that's it's happening right there. So you kind of saying what your intent is.
The Demon Prince is healed back up.
And does that take points away? It's just wounds inflicted, right? He could potentially keep healing him, and then that would just give him more wounds to score for later.
That's correct. They actually had that discussion that he will heal no more so that Austin cannot maximize out Kingslayer. So he's going to max at 3. So he healed the minimum to where he couldn't let Austin maximize that secondary.
So smart. I play Rowboat a lot. If he falls down and gets back up, that's potentially more points for Kingslayer because he's now got more wounds to give up. That's
right. Good morning, Mutant Mike. Thomas is from Texas.
That's right. I'm a Texan.
Steers and
Everything's
queers.
bigger in Texas.
According to the movie Full Metal Jacket.
Don't mess with Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas?
Bigger and better.
I'm not going to interrupt. Nah. I don't know what the
I've lived here in Georgia now a lot longer than I lived in Texas. I went here for college and I never left, but I still consider Texas my home. That's where my mom and my sister still live.
Let's see, at the beginning of the game, you tell your abilities and stuff in the game. Someone moves block. You're going to shoot your repulsor. You tell them you can spend 2 speed to shoot the gun when it dies. So, that's up to you, man. I think, so these guys should know that kind of stuff. Typically, what we're talking about with the intent, this is a lot of it has to do with movement more than anything else.
In that scenario, I don't know that I tell them. I don't need to tell them, unless you just want to as a psychological deterrent. Hey, if you shoot this guy, then I'm just going to do this and destroy this other unit. Maybe they don't shoot you now. But from a movement perspective, you always want to be very crisp and clear. I'm intending to charge here. It's this distance. You declare all that before you do it. That way, when you do it, it's already pre-discussed and agreed upon. I know what that number is that you need. It's not a roll then measure. It's a measure then roll, so that there's no confusion, clarification, arguments that happen after the fact. So you just really want to make that.
Apartment. That's one of my favorite movies, man. Full Metal Jacket. There's a quote from that movie.
I'm going to.
If you haven't seen the movie, you should go watch it.
It's fantastic.
So yeah, we're looking at this is the top of turn 4. That's correct.
Interrupt here.
This is why we look at this.
I'm going to base you.
So this is him piling in with the Nurglings to try to.
He's interrupting so that Austin cannot go further. So he's
smart. So that's a smart play. So
smart.
He's spending those CP, even though he's only got a couple, to prevent Mark.
But he really doesn't have a lot to spend it on. It's only Cloud of Flies, and Cloud of Flies doesn't really matter at this point.
That prevents that knight from piling in and touching his other character to get that extra movement to charge and really kill the character as his target. So by touching here, that prevents Austin from swinging over here and then really Xing that guy out.
character, 3 on the
I wonder if he'll pop. Did he? Hey, Will. Yeah, 2 did just finish. What was the final score? Let's just switch to 2 real quick with the final score, and we can jump right back. I have a question for table 1, but table 2, let's switch real quick and just see what the final score is, and then we can jump to table 3 after that and just see where they're at real quick, and then we'll pop back to this. Table 2.
Now, since he's been blocked, he's really fighting only nerdlings, so he's not going to
Final
really...
score. There we go. 16. I guess we didn't need to look at it. Sorry. I just meant for the score.
So Nick
table
Rose
3
pulled
we
up
can
this
jump to
big
with a
score
camera.
over Justin Lewis. We kind of saw that
was
happening.
my bad call.
Once we went through that.
Just jump to table 3. The camera doesn't matter on this because the game's over.
See Nick Nanavati.
I made a bad call on that one.
Alex.
There we go. Table 3.
Hey guys. All right, so quick update on this table. Alex just did his turn. Or sorry, Nick just did his turn. Yeah. So right now the finals or the score currently is 18-21 with Nick being up a little bit.
Get some headphones right there.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. So this is the.
Oh
camera
no, sorry.
logo.
I'm sorry. 21-21 right now. So a tie game. But Nick has got the final push here. Alex is kind of reserved back to that corner. All the Centurions are dead. I think Nick's got Warlord. Nick's got pretty much almost everything for old school except for Last Blood and Linebreaker. And Alex is almost maxed out everything for secondaries except for Big Game Hunter. But yeah, it's gonna be a really tight game. It's gonna be a lot of points scored here.
Is he going to be able to get that last Butcher's Bill?
More bonus.
Alex?
He has 4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks like they haven't updated the app all the way.
And then my last question is, so Nick is going to be able to probably get kill more, hold more, would you say, in the last turn?
Yeah, if he can get over and see that Thunderfire cannon. No, he's just going to get hold more right now. But yeah, in the next turn, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to get that hold more, kill more for sure.
Is Alex coming out of there, though?
I think he's got to try to make that play to get at least a kill here.
Interesting.
And to try to hold one. I think that's the only thing he can do.
But if he does that, won't that give him kill more? I guess that's the only way he can jump back, though, huh? If he stops him there, I suppose.
So I think because Nick is up by a point right now, Alex is just trying to get out and get that point back to kind of minimize the margin of victory.
Is it only 1 point? We're seeing on the scoreboard right now 24-21 in favor of Nick. Is that incorrect?
Let me double check. Nick, what you got? 22.
Now I'm at 24.
Okay, yeah, no, 24-21. That's correct.
Looks like he just updated the score.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really hard. He can't get Big Game Hunter, right? That's not even possible, really, now?
No, the Contemptor's still full. He's got a pod that's over here, but I don't think Alex is going to shoot at that thing at all. And then a Redemptor sitting in 7 wounds, so...
And he's only got the Thunderfire Cannon left to really shoot.
Thunderfire Cannon, the Tech Marine guy, and then 2 Intercessors.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Looks like Nick's going to pull that out.
Yep.
So while we're wrapping up that game, let's jump to the winner of the other Nick game, Nick Rose. Not to be confused, the other Nick. He is the Nick Rose.
Nick the Rose.
We got Nick Rose here in the studio with us.
Nick Rose
just
OG.
played Justin Lois. So it looked kind of interesting early on, and then I kind of looked back in, and it looked like you had a couple nice gentlemanly moves to let him bring that Smash Captain in, and then he ended up coming in hard, spent a lot of command points, and you just ran up and null-zoned that guy and took out his Smash Captain.
Yeah, that kind of helped out and sealed the deal, right, between the Dragoons and everything.
Yeah, how'd you get the Dragoons? We looked up and it was like Dragoon's dead already, full Gangbusters. Like, what happened?
Yeah, well, he moved them over, and I don't think I think he probably misjudged the firepower that I had.
Yeah.
Because with the Chapter Master and the -2.
Yeah, -2's not as big a deal these days with full
Yeah,
rerolls.
and I just went right through it all.
Oh, wow.
And I also had up a couple of smites just to make sure.
Yeah.
The jump pack Libby went forward.
So
got me a couple.
that was pretty cool about you guys allowing the Smash Captain to come down.
Yeah, we had a lot of comments in the chat
Because
about
this is
that.
top tier stuff, right? I mean, we're playing for a lot of stakes. We're playing. These are you guys are on the top table.
People concerned about people having bad behavior, being jackasses. You guys are just...
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, too, like, he called it out, like, and we even had a discussion about it, right? So, like, and he said, I'll forget about it probably. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll let you go do it. So, like, if someone really wants to I guess, be that way.
Yeah.
That's really unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Right? So let him have it and go from there.
Yeah, and it ended up working out for you. You had to take him out. He wasn't able to get all the way through. You just pop some fours on that impulsor, make him speak twice.
I call that karma.
That's exactly what
back.
That's exactly what we said. You give it and you get it back. It's like, well, that's good on you. So
we said he tripped.
Well, no, he connected.
How
bounced off.
How did you feel about the game initially when it started?
Were you concerned about that matchup at all?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, Justin's a good player. I don't play AdMech a lot too, right? So I could get hit by a gotcha moment or just not understand one of the mechanics. So that was a risk. Those dragoons are really nasty too, right? And they just cover so much ground.
They're super fast, and if you let them get to you, or that might too, sometimes late in the game can be just a real problem. So.
Yeah, and then between that and the two Smash Captains, I don't really have a lot of melee, so I have to shoot my way out. So me getting wrapped is really bad too. So I gotta really protect myself.
Yeah.
So between those two things, yeah, it worries me. Because if I make one wrong move, Smash Captain comes in,
takes
could kill
key
two.
Target,
He could kill two Invictors pretty easy. I'm going to be hard to press to make up ground for that.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on since this is the first Atlanta Open, we've been trying to get feedback from the players how the environment and how the tournaments, the feel of it, if it's different than other tournaments to you, or if it's the same, or you don't like it, or you do like it, and be 100% candid. We're cool. There's only like 3,000 people watching. So
okay. So overall, let's just go back down to like the feel and the vibe of the tournament. I really like the venue actually, right?
Cool.
There's nowhere area where we get to just relax. There's couches. It actually kind of makes the whole environment a lot more chill, I feel like. Also, a lot of people have been sporting, like, there really hasn't been really any issues. I do like some of the rule mechanics, or I guess the tournament mechanics. The deployment, actually, I think is a really good idea. I like that. I think
You're talking about banning deployments, right?
Yeah, banning deployments. I think it would make sense to put Vanguard back in now that you guys split the search and destroy from the hills to the ruins.
Yeah.
Right? Because that would give you another option. So I think, but that's hindsight's 2020, right?
Right.
Other than that, I was thinking it'd be nice to have a different variation of the terrains.
Right.
I like the terrain, don't get me wrong, but I guess the craters and the forests are so flat. It'd be nice to have some depth there.
Yeah.
For more line of sight, like crates in the forest areas would be really good.
Yeah, we've already talked about, since we have those set measurements, we could easily make a new piece of terrain or swap pieces of terrain to different sections to try to change that layout.
I think on our next tournament, this has been a big point of discussion, but there'll probably be like around 3 different map types that you'll have going through the tournament.
Yeah, that'd be good, but like depth would just
give some
depth,
more height.
Height would be great.
Exactly.
But other than that, it's really good because you just really have 4 kill lanes, right? And that's a diamond match across.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, it's great.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate your time. Love it.
Congratulations
on the win.
It's awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Fantastic.
Thanks for putting a good event on.
We'll be watching you closely throughout the tournament as you go up the ranks. We're
a
looking
lot more
for it.
games. There's 5 left. So.
That's right. So we're only kind of starting halfway through. So good luck in the next one. Thanks for coming in and talking with us. And we'll see you later.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. That was Nick Rose, fantastic player and a gentleman.
And a scholar.
And pulled out a win against Justin Lois. So congrats to Nick on that win. Great game. So we are shooting over to
Table 3.
Table 3. Kind of see the wrap-up of this Nick Nanavati versus Alex. They did
Table
finish.
3 did finish? Let's get the final score whilst we're looking at Table 1. And Will, go ahead and let us know about what went on during the interview there.
2d6 melted? Yeah. 5 shots.
Okay, thank you, Will. You're not talking, so did he go back? Did he get beamed? Did he get beamed back up to the mothership? Yesterday he was on a UFO.
We did fix his UFO mic, but we
did fix his UFO mic.
Oh, he went to go get. Oh, he got his beer.
Oh my goodness.
We got Nick Nanavati in here. So as we kind of get Nick situated, let's see if we can check in on Will with Table 1.
Scooch over just a little. Get a little closer to me, baby.
And then
nice.
Typhus.
There you are.
What you want?
Perfect.
Demon Prince. Stop it.
I saw him trying to talk. I don't think his mic's working. Use the handheld
Mark is going into his phase. He has been casting some psychic powers, just doing some smites basically, and now he's bringing his characters in, trying to take another knight down. So he's trying to claw back.
All right.
Well, claw back.
So, check.
The score.
We are just gotta do.
What is the score right now? Can we pull up the score for their
Pull
game
up
on
the
table
score
one,
for
please?
table 1. There it is.
15-14. So
Oh,
tight.
that's pretty close.
Tight like leather.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not claw back, but with table
Maintain
table
the
positioning.
small lead, right?
Yeah, table positioning is what he's trying to maintain.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we seem like we're in a good spot.
So let's
go ahead here and kind of jump into
Nick,
the
Nadavati,
Brown Magic.
Brown Magic, no stranger to the championship.
How do you keep getting back in this chair in here, dude? Why do you keep winning all these
you guys
games?
keep inviting me.
Well, you keep winning all your games.
That's what I'm here to do.
People at home want to see how you do it. See what's all the magic about.
Brown Magic, I tell you.
Yeah, you had a matchup against Alex Fennell. I mean,
you did.
He was one of my choices, so thanks for taking my guy out.
Oh, you've rooted against me again? What do you want, Thomas? You gotta get better at this picking.
So I am so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
And I know you, and I know that doesn't mean that much coming from me.
I like when people are proud of me. It means a lot, especially from you.
Yeah, you should have seen when that whole beer incident came out. We're like,
no, I'm like, he is not ruining this.
Is he drinking water?
Because you were drinking water. And we were like,
is that the same Nick?
I'm like, this is my turned over a new leaf Nick. He's here to win. He's kicking butts and taking names.
I went to bed early last night.
Oh, I'm so proud of you,
no
dude.
one even
Oh,
recognizes
I'm
this
so
guy.
happy. And like, dude, you have come here, and I'm not trying to give away your strategy or anything,
He's
but
a little emotional.
I think no, because I'm proud of him because he's like, he studied this up. He's come in here, and he's not trying to pull any punches. Are you?
No punch pulling. I'm here to win this tournament.
He's all in, man. He's doing work out there.
I gave him a 20% punch in his arm one time, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to punch people 100%. He's like, 20% hurt. So if I'm hitting 100%, it's going to rock some worlds.
So
That's what I think's happening.
He's doing it on the tabletop.
You're
so
succeeding.
Let's talk about that matchup, Alex Fennell. So, going into that matchup, were you worried, concerned?
So that was a matchup I did a lot of prep work for. I knew
it looked like
everything to do as far as what deployments to ban, how to deploy, how to screen, all that stuff. Because Raven Guard going first is horrifying.
Yeah. And did he end up going first?
Yeah, he got first turn.
Yeah. Because I saw we turned over, and like those guys were in your lines in the back. We're like, whoa, what's happening?
That's a game.
I thought they were punchy Centurions at first.
Yeah.
Oh no,
He was the shooting one.
That would have, yeah.
So interesting why he brought the shooting ones in.
Well, based on how he deployed, I would have screened differently because he deployed the shooty ones to infiltrate up. Then I screen in a way where I don't care if they charge.
Because he drops first, right?
He
So
drops
yeah,
first and I
okay,
react.
of
If he
course.
had punchy ones, I would have just done a different thing.
For sure.
Because I was trying to hide out of line of sight because he had shooty guys. If he deployed punchy guys, I don't care about line of sight.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a match where it starts out really rough. I'm sure you guys saw, like, my score was not looking hot in the first couple turns.
Yep.
And then, as long as I can just maintain the screens long enough, we're good to go. Like, turns 4, 5, and 6, I turn it right back.
Yeah, you turn around. We saw you start picking off his guys at range.
Yeah.
Suppressor's doing work.
Suppressor's doing work. MVPs.
That's what they do. I saw it firsthand. I'm like, get those damn guys out of here.
Suppressors are amazing.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, fantastic. So.
That was the first time in history my Grav devs lived past the turn they dropped.
I saw it. They were like running up on an objective. I'm like, what's happening? Are those still alive?
Well, I said to Thomas, I'm like, what's he even going to do about those grab devs? There's like nothing he can do. They're just going to sit back there and be like,
What's he got left to spend on them? I mean, exactly right.
And you had points. You're right. You could grab them. You had like 6 CP left
Yeah.
or something.
Well, that's another game. Like in that game, I don't make my characters dreads. I don't even have to half damage because all increments of 1. Like it's just bolters. So it's like I just have way more CP than I'm used to in that match.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the difference between, like, Nick put into thought, right, like, all these things. He studied the deployments. He studies, like, what his opponent can do, and, like, you made countermeasures for that
He's
stuff,
prepared
didn't
for it,
you?
right? He's already got a plan in place for that. That goes a long way. You're not having to spend mental energy on the fly.
People are coming up to me last night like, Nick, how do I play my match? I'm like, I don't care. I already figured out mine.
You do you.
You do you.
I do me.
Yeah.
And he got his beer. Like he got the surprise win.
He did get his beer.
He took that beer surprise, took it back out there.
I know, I did. I'm sorry I took your beer.
He literally like jumped out of the chair.
I did.
You care about me.
I do care about you. That's what that meant. I'm like, I want this dude to win this tournament.
He's rooting for you.
So,
We're all
so
rooting
am I like
for
your
you.
number
So
one
excited.
pick for this whole thing?
Well, all my picks died, so
yes. Number 7, now number 1.
I'm playing with you. He's like, he just straight up answering. I'm like, oh, it's going to be good.
Well, no, I mean, somebody picked you before me, before I got a hold of you. Right, so I had to pick other people. Not that I was ashamed of my picks, but I was.
But, I'm first pick.
I mean, you're the brown magic, and I'm white chocolate. So
I do like white chocolate.
So he likes you. That's good. So Nick, appreciate it as always.
Yeah, guys.
Thanks for
Anytime.
coming in.
Proud of you,
We're
man.
going to be watching
Thanks,
closely,
guys.
so
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see you here again.
We'll
So
bring
Not disappoint.
We'll bring cameras over to your tables if you're not on the stream table and check up on you. Okay.
Great.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
guys.
buddy.
Yep.
We'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one. All right, so back to the Wingfield. What happened whilst we were interviewing the man, the myth, the legend, Nick Nanavati?
Nick Nanavati. So yeah, I mean, this is a tight, close one. Mark's got to kind of, he's down on units, so he's got to hold to see if he can maintain that lead. If that score's right, he looked like he just took a big jump in points. Looks like we're gonna.
Looks like we got to get some mics opening up here.
Can you hear me now?
There he is.
All right, we're going into the top of 5. The score is 19-15 Mark. So Austin is moving, seeing what secondaries he's going to pick up, what he's going to be able to kill, and if he can deny Mark so he can try to jump him this turn.
Does Austin have any more engineers left, or are his engineer units destroyed?
All his engineers are gone.
So that's the max he's going to be able to get on
got 2
engineers.
points on that. And he hasn't gotten any points on Kingslayer yet.
Okay. He's got to get rid of that Demon Prince. So he's got Morty there, though, so.
He's got to get rid of those Poxbringers. Where is the Demon Prince right now?
Let's go to top-down shot.
Is he in the middle?
The Demon Prince is between the ruins.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Morty's like.
So they could.
There he is.
Yeah, but Morty can't really make that charge,
He
really.
can't jump over. Like, these guys are screening here. These are Mark's Nurglings. He's positioning very well. So
What phase are we in right now? Movement?
We're in Austin's movement phase, top of 5.
So all he has to
he's
do
got
is
to
just
shoot
these
the
guys
Nurglings off and then charge.
do some
Demon
powers, and then that'll open up the charge around the room to get the Demon Prince.
Yep. And then he'll get that Kingslayer. Well, 3 points on Kingslayer.
Is this the Arch Contaminator right here? Does he have that unit in his list? What is that
Yeah,
character?
he absolutely has the Arch Contaminator.
That's what he looks like.
I thought it was normally the Demon Prince, but no, the Demon
that
Prince
another
probably
Nurgle?
has the.
Yes.
It is that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Who's that flamer guy?
No, that's not Flamer guy. That's the Biologous Putrefier. Probably.
Putrefier.
Foul Blightspawn?
Oh, it is the Foul Blightspawn. Oh, now that's interesting.
Why is that interesting?
Because if Morty charges, he will swing. Let's see here. I don't think we have the stats on what that does, though. It'd just be the unit. Yeah, you have it on yours.
Foul Blightspawn?
Foul Blightspawn. So that's what he looks like on his stats line. But his rules.
Does he have a weapon?
He does have a flamer, but more importantly, well, I guess he's just going to shoot him off the table, I suppose. So it's not really probably going to.
Oh yeah, he does have a range.
But either way, if that thing lives for whatever reason, it'll make Morty swing last.
Ah, so that could let that Demon Prince do some work. But it's Morty. The Demon Prince, if he gets combat with Morty, that's not a place he wants to be.
The only thing I'm curious about is if it says enemies for the Foul Blightspawn, or if it say Nurgle or Death Guard. It might say Death. That's what I
That make Morty immune to it.
Which would make I probably says enemy units, because that would be kind of dumb.
So we're not using chapter approved for this tournament. We actually did the cutoff quite early. So we aren't even allowing Imperial Fists or Salamanders.
Which makes me sad.
So the last cutoff for this tournament included Raven Guard and Iron Hands. So that was the last update. So no new points, no Psychic Awakening, no Salamanders or Imperial Fists.
That's right. If Morty swing hasn't changed, that's right. Yeah, can we, whilst they're talking here, could we get a camera over to Sean Klaus, or Kurt Klaus and Richard Siegel, please, at some point. And then, yeah, let's see if we can see what their score is up there. I missed. Okay, that's totally fine.
Going.
There's Klaus, the Santa Claus.
There's a man. He's playing against Siegler.
Let's take a look at that table.
So we still see quite a bit of left.
So Klaus playing his typical Eldar.
Yeah, it looks like the Tau aggressively taking the center of the table.
We got a weatherman there already?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man,
We got some airplanes picking up some drones still. He still does have a bunch of drones up, which is a really good sign for the Tau. Makes it really hard for those Eldar to really get in there and pick off the units they want to kill.
What does Kurt have left?
Looks like he's got 2 fire prisms. The other one, the
Night
Night Spinner. Thank you, God.
3 Exarch.
I can't tell which planes these are, but
It's
yeah, I
probably
think
Exarch.
they're probably the Exarchs.
Is that a Wave Serpent?
That is a Wave Serpent. Looks like 3 units of Banshees even, or Swooping Hawks. Sorry, and 1 Altok on a bike.
Does he have Dark Reapers alive still?
I don't see any Dark Reapers here, so
I don't know if he even has them in his list. Actually,
We do see the Banshee Mass Autark right there.
Yeah.
In the center.
So I played against Kurt at ATC.
Yeah, you guys had a little bromance going.
And man, I'm telling you, like their game. This is probably like the most polite game of 40k that's ever existed in the history.
Between
of mankind.
Siegler and Kurt.
I'm surprised they didn't bust out like tea and biscuits for each other, and have a little picnic with each other.
They do each. Kurt has about 20 minutes or 26 minutes left, and the other one has. And Siegler has about 20 minutes left on his clock. So they still got a good game ahead of them.
The score for can you just tell me the score right there? It went past and I didn't look at it. I'm sorry. Do you know what the score is on that table?
We got score is 9-10. Kurt is down. Richard has got 10.
And what round is this?
What round?
What's top of 3.
Top of 3.
And then the next table that we'd like to hear from is Sean Naden's table as well, please. If we can make
it's
that
right here
happen.
next to him.
Awesome.
You want? Let me grab the cameraman.
And
okay.
Austin.
So yeah, Sean. We're looking. It's okay over here. He's killing off some Centurions. Still got Guardians holding up in the middle. I think is it Yvrain is the Death Girl.
Yep.
So.
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's spread out. Sean's got a bunch of. He's on the objectives, so it's looking okay.
what's the score looking like?
What is the score? Yep.
Let me find that out real quick.
And what turn is it?
Score and turn.
What turn is it?
We'll do the wounded one, turn
2 and score.
Turn 2.
Turn 2. What time? What's on the clock?
Score. Okay. It's bottom of 2, and they said they're looking at the score.
Primary goes with the tie.
So it looking like right about a tie right now. I mean, it's still obviously early in the game. It's been a long couple turns though. Sean's got 25 minutes left on his clock, and the other guy's got 15. So
wow.
Yeah, I guess that was a long couple turns.
Wow, turn 2. Wow, that's
Holy moly.
We'll have to see what's
I mean, at best, so they can only probably get to like turn 4, right?
If things really turn up, but if it's turn 2, unless something's just been destroyed, like how are you going to get through a bunch of turns real quickly?
I mean,
you just hide.
That's
What's
crazy.
going on there? Okay.
Wow.
All right, so we're back on table 1, trying to see if Austin can get some points. We're starting to get down to the nitty gritty here.
Did he make that charge into the Demon Prince?
The Demon Prince heroically intervened.
I'm gonna take my wounds. I am gonna take my wounds. So you.
But so he did not even declare him in the charge? Were the Nurglings still alive?
And then Mortarion, I take 1 minute.
To block Mortarion from charging?
Let's go to the top-down shot. So there's...
Oh, wow. So why wouldn't he just declare the Demon Prince anyway,
there you
though?
go, right there. Thank you, sir.
Did he declare the Demon Prince in his charge anyway?
Take 1. Wait, you already did.
He did declare.
So he, even though he heroically intervened,
he did that.
so why would he heroically intervene then?
This is good.
He heroic maced me, so I couldn't pile.
No, he declared and went into the Demon Prince, and I'm slightly confused on something, but he based so that he couldn't pile in to the other character that he's not in base to base
So he's
with.
trying to protect that other character?
Yes, he's trying to protect that other character.
He's trying to protect that flavor guy.
He already has all his headhunters, though. What does that one character really matter?
Yep.
Unless he just wants to walk over there and contest that objective, I guess.
I think part of it is objectives and part of it is the smites coming back on him.
The Demon Prince has 1 wound left. Is that what I'm seeing?
Or sweeping. Naturally.
No, there's.
He healed earlier.
Mark counts up, so he's taking 1.
Okay. How does that work? I thought he wasn't going to heal him, and he did 6 wounds to him with the explosion.
Well, we don't know how many wounds he suffered because we didn't see the feel no pain roll. He did take.
He rolled 5 feel no pain.
I don't know. You act like that's out of the realm of possibility.
No, it's not. Dragon.
So he's taking some more wounds.
4 ups, right? Yep.
Here we go. He's taking a bunch of saves now. So
this is Austin. No, this is Mark making.
This is Mark
saves.
taking saves on that Prince.
This is all his saves.
6 saves.
6 saves.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage here. Feel the pains.
5 ups. I will die.
I will die.
Armor saves you make?
These are the armor saves bouncing back off on you. You're going to take 4 mortal wounds.
He's taking the mortal wounds, bouncing back from the plate of separation. Is that our plate of
separating plate?
Separating plate. Like I said.
Yeah, you did well. I'm surprised you actually knew that. No, I'm not surprised. But that's good. I'm proud of you.
I've been hit by that stupid thing sometimes. Why am I taking wounds?
But I thought if he did his invulnerable saves,
armor saves. Yeah.
So why? I guess it gets a 2 up. He goes to 3 ups, I guess. Because what's Morty's weapon? It's only go to -1 if he does like a bunch of swings.
I think it's -2, so he's taking 4 ups.
You got 1, -3, 2 damage.
So it'd be the invulnerable. I guess it'd be 4 ups. Yeah.
I don't know what the minuses on Morty are.
I think it's -2. Yeah. How about we do that? I'll do it right here. I got it right here. Mortarion. Let's see. And he has the. It depends which slicing he did. So we got this one. That's the big one.
He's not doing that.
So he didn't do that one. He did the reaping.
It is -2. Look at that. There we have the power right in our hand.
I have.
So the armor of separation or separating plate is if you take armor saves, pass armor saves. For everyone you pass, it reflects back a mortal wound on your opponent.
And it bumps you down to it from a 3-up save on the Demon Prince to a 2-up save. Because that's
+1 armor save, yeah. So he's taking 2-up saves, -2 for the scythe, and he's 4 ups.
Oh, yeah.
So that makes sense why he would want that guy to get into combat so he can potentially hurt or kill Mortarion. Because that takes wounds off of him. That's his Kingslayer, I believe.
Is that his? Yeah, that would be his Kingslayer.
Turn is this? Turn 5?
So if he could do some wounds on
Raiders probably just might as well advance.
on Morty, he can pick up some points as well.
So I'll steal that objective. So I'll give me hold more.
That's got to be a yellow card or something.
Yellow card. Did I just hear yellow card? We know the crowd likes a yellow card.
Back side of it.
Let's see why we go to the top down so we can kind of see where he's positioning that Demon Prince after he's died. He's bringing some characters over. Let's go actually back to the full top. We've seen that Mark has moved. He did get more. He's got some units here.
We're just gonna do.
He has characters here and here.
On Titus.
That's a Nurglings up there. So he's got 3 objectives to.
From right here. You're on in eye range.
To Austin's 1 right here.
Stops it on 10. We're going to save those.
These guys are going to probably have a little fight off, but is that Poxwalkers on Poxwalkers?
So he's just going to smite here.
He doesn't even need to kill him. He just has to have more bodies in there to control that objective.
Goes off on a 7, 8. 40.
He's casting some powers to buff up his characters. Yep, some Nurglings up here controlling that objective.
From Titus. Goes up on a 7. 40.
Just trying to block some of those powers.
He has gotten off Blades of Putrefaction. That's the only one he's gotten off so far. He's either failed or been blocked by Morty.
What did he put blades on?
Typhus.
Oh, Typhus, yeah. Typhus will cut something in half, dude. That's a lot of damage.
And Morty keeps blocking him.
But he did get blades off, right?
That is correct.
Okay, cool. That's a big deal. So for those of you who don't know, Blades of Putrefaction is a spell that adds +1 to wounds, similar to... And Mark also has that 1 CP, so he could Veterans him as well. So he can Blades of Putrefaction plus he can...
oh, this looks bad for Morty.
Yeah, I know. Plus he can, so he adds +1 to wound from the blades, and then +1 to wound if he wants to Veterans here. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, if Morty
Guys,
doesn't...
they're both out of CP. That has not been updated.
Oh,
Sorry.
they're both out of CP.
Ooh, that's a big
So
deal.
he's +1 to wound.
But no interrupting, that's what that means. So he's just going to have to take this fool in the face.
Well, and
Morty's going to take some wounds. That's going to get some Kingslayer points.
Well, I'll tell you what, too, because even +1 to wound on that, he's strength 8.
Yeah.
So he's going to be wounding him on 2s.
Yeah, I mean, you do see Austin got his max Kingslayer for killing that Demon Prince. So it's really now can he do some
get
moves
his
back,
max?
Mark Perry, on Mortarion.
And he needs to kill him, too, actually.
And you look back, we just updated the score. The CPs aren't updated, but 20-19. So Austin's jumped up in the lead, but Mark's definitely about to score some points on Kingslayer, and he's definitely going to hold more, owning all these 3 objectives to Austin's 1.
Real ones. Twos are bad. Mark, we need to have a discussion about your guy trying to kill Fives, the wounds. Little man. Little man. 2 hits. Is he within 3, by the way? Within 3? Technically, yes. Oh, this one, yeah. You good? You don't want to go in? Okay. It gives you an easy kill next turn. You got the objectives. You might kill him. Yeah.
Morty has made all of his saves.
Wow. Yeah, I don't see a lot of damage going down. So it's nothing. There's no substitute for rolling dragons.
Why, Morty? Why?
Just making saves.
It doesn't matter. I'm all buffed up. Do one attack and the nerdlings here. Yep. One attack, nerdlings.
So Austin's now fighting back.
Yes, he's splitting his attacks up now between the different characters that are on Morty.
So Mortarion, just looking at his stats, he has a lot of attacks, and his weapon lets you split.
Yep. He's going to take Mortal. 4 takes? 6 takes.
I like that, German. That's fantastic the way you did that, buddy. Just roll a dragon when you need them. That's how you win 40K.
That's right.
Thomas lives and dies by that.
Mortal saves on him.
So you're looking at Mortarion.
5 ups.
We don't have his attack profile when he's in it. He changes his number of attacks based on how wounded he is. But we go to his, what's his weapon called again?
Which one?
Mortarion's.
It's called the Reaping. Or Silence is the actual name of the
But
weapon.
he's got the Reaping sight.
He can do Reaping or...
He's doing this so he can get more attacks each.
Yep. But he doesn't explode like against... man, when you get that crap up against Imperium
That killed
stuff...
Typhus.
So
That did kill Typhus.
Typhus is down. He gets 3 hits for each attack, so he's able to take his number of attacks and split them into 18 attacks and then spread those around. So he's able to dump a ton of attacks. They're less damage. They're only 1 damage versus his big scythe, which is D6 damage. So it is a little bit less damage, but just the number of attacks, it lets him really just go in and just shred lots of targets.
Yep.
So that's his main profile. What Damien was talking about against Imperium, he's got Death to the False Emperor, so he can get additional attacks if he rolls 6s.
That's right.
Since they're Nurgle on Nurgle, they're not getting any extra bonus attacks. But they are. He's got plenty of attacks, so he did a lot of work there.
Are you below or ahead? I'm missing a couple points. So you got 3 points or much? You got kill or to kill 1. Actually, you got the same thing.
And can we get a top-down shot? See what's left there.
Okay.
Still got looks like 1 unit of Nurglings. Looks like Typhus and that other character, the who was that character that was sitting right next to him?
The Foul Blightspawn.
Foul Blightspawn. Looks like he picked up both of those guys.
I'm gonna leave this, if it comes back to it, just
Okay.
look at it.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get another.
I needed to, last turn he needed to die to communicate. So. Damn, 2 rounds.
So we're gonna try to swipe him, warp time, and make a play.
Make a play.
Move advance the sorcerer.
All right. So,
Yeah, they just updated the scores at the end of that.
Yeah, Austin pulling ahead with those kills. Did he not get any points, Mark Perry, off of Kingslayer? He did not get any wounds through on, or enough wounds to matter?
because you have to get, for him, it'd be
It's every 4 wounds.
every 4.
So what is Mortarian's wounds sitting at right now?
3.
Wait,
Only taken 3?
he's only taken 3, or he has 3 wounds left?
He's only taken 3.
Yeah,
he
not
tanked
even-
all his saves.
Not even 1 point. Not even 1 point. Ah, Austin pulling through, the people's champion.
It's garbage.
That was a great play by Mark. He had to
You
go
know
all
what?
in to try to pick up those points.
This whole
If he
thing,
doesn't do work on Mortarian,
this whole
it's
thing
all
is
for
rigged
naught.
between you and me. You've done something. You did something. You went and talked to people and arranged all this.
You won Warzone People's Champion, so
Yeah, but I didn't get to paint any models for people.
that's true.
So something's going on here. Something's not right.
All right, so you guys in the stream, just be thinking about what glorious character model you want me to paint for you.
Yeah, you're not gonna win this, dude. You're
already defeated.
You've counted all your
You can
chickens.
concede right now.
You've counted all your chickens before they've even kind of hatched. Okay? Okay?
We're not out of it yet, but it does look like Austin has a commanding position. I don't know that Mark can pull anything back. We got both knights still alive and kicking, really undeterred. And then what's worse is Mortarian's like, I'm still alive with a lot of wounds left. So, and it's just a unit of Poxwalkers over there. They're not going to be able to put up any kind of fight against Mortarian.
That's not true. He's going to roll 5 up.
They're not known for their offensive might. Let's just say.
He will roll 5 ups. Mr. Bird.
So just being in the Twitch stream is all you have to do to enter for the People's Champion.
That's it. You're just in here tomorrow. And then we'll have a raffle tomorrow. We'll have a bunch of raffles tomorrow, but that raffle in particular, that'll be the last raffle of the day that we do.
That's right. So it's just a big shout out to our sponsors too, R.S. Andrews, Blue
Heating and
Whale,
Air.
Secret Weapon Winners. We do have a prize going on for Facebook likes for R.S. Andrews and Pro Tabletop. So
You
please,
like them both.
If you go hit them up both, you'll be entered in a raffle to win.
Hit them up both.
I
like that.
I think they're getting a full set of
You get the
Pro
full.
Tabletop.
No.
Try.
That's Army Painter giveaway.
Oh, that's right.
It's like all their paints.
It's a full paints
It's
set
like-
up
it's
from
like
Army
huge.
Painters.
It's huge.
That's a big deal. So definitely go on Facebook, like Pro Tabletop, like R.S. Andrews. All right. Check out our other
And then you
sponsors.
too can have a nice looking army.
We're gonna use those paints, but yes. We already did our giveaway for this round. Is that correct?
We did. Remember the Tau living in his,
that's
his broken
right.
down devilfish.
That's right. And again, we do another raffle, so please keep logged in. So
next round.
Once we get through this, we're gonna drop another. We're gonna jump to lunch, and then we're gonna start the next round.
Not yet.
And every round we'll offer
He's so
a prize.
hungry, guys. He's so hungry. He's
gotta-
only thinking with his belly.
We still got to interview our third winner here.
You don't even know who the winner
People's
is.
Champion.
You don't even know who it is yet. You keep talking.
I look forward to having Austin in the table booth with us.
I'm going to yell at Mark.
And we just had the handshake, guys.
Oh, the
it is
handshake
going to
is
be
out.
Austin's.
Austin pulls it
Austin,
out.
you jerk. I don't want Austin sitting next to me. Trade chairs. with me.
Congratulations, People's Champion.
I'm just kidding, Karma.
That just hits us up.
Your boy just won it for you. You and your little baby.
3-1. I like it. So, yeah, if you like what we're doing, absolutely like us, share us, get more folks in here watching, and we're doing this all day long today and tomorrow. Subscribe. That helps us out tremendously. If you're a member of Twitch or Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription with that, so use that if you haven't already.
Hey, Cosgrove's winning his game 14-7.
Oh,
Sorry
my
not
goodness.
to cut you out. I just knew you'd be excited about that.
Cosgrove's my boy, big fan of him, so I want to check in with him at some point and see how he's doing.
Look at that. Powerade.
Oh.
Hey, listen, if you want to win,
Got to
if
keep
you wanna,
hydrated.
If you want to feel like a winner, you got to fuel like a winner.
You know, we talked about this earlier before the break, and you have to take care of your body. I mean, this is a long tournament. You got to have the endurance. We watched Daniel play a game in round 3.
Yeah.
There's some
fatigue
set in. There was a couple errors on the clock. Didn't switch a clock over that potentially could have cost some points or even the win. Like just little mental mistakes in the last closing minutes of the game can really make all the difference in the world. And you gotta think about it. If you stay up late, if you're not taking care of yourself.
Nick said he went to bed early, and that's a big part.
That's gonna take a toll over a certain amount of time. And this is a mental game just as much as a physical game. You're standing up, you're seeing, you're moving. It can be pretty grueling over a several-day stretch. So.
And I also, interestingly, this is controversial. We had a discussion about it earlier, and one of the refs disagreed with me. But so fasting, Richard Siegler, he got me thinking about it yesterday. I've done quite a bit of fasting, even though I'm pretty fat. I've done quite a bit of fasting in my life, and one way for doing that, your body goes into ketosis, and then after like 13 hours, it'll go into like autophagy and stuff like that, where your cells are basically like breaking down, and it deteriorates bad cells. So it actually, and your mind goes into fight or flight mode, basically. And so you'll notice that you become much more observant when you abstain from eating food. It's actually really interesting. And this is scientifically.
There's a lot of science out there. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not advocating just not eating.
I'm not either, but I can tell you, I think there is something to eating healthily outside of that, making sure you have your proteins, making sure you have your electrolytes,
making sure you're staying hydrated,
making sure you're staying hydrated, and then but not putting crap in your body, because that stuff is bad for us, guys. I'm not trying to tell everybody how you need to eat and stuff, but I think if you're coming to these marathon tournaments, that's what I would call this,
9 games over 3 days.
That's like a marathon tournament. You're coming to this, the physical aspect, exactly what Thomas was saying, is just as important.
Yeah, you're going to be tired. I mean, no matter who you are, it takes a toll. And after a couple of days, I mean, it's a mental game. You're doing a lot of...
Go vegan.
Get out
of here. It sounds like vegan party. You know what, you guys?
Where's Jim Veslet? Get a pizza,
man. I feel like an Apple phone being judged right now.
Yeah, if you don't take care of yourself, man, you're gonna feel it, and that could cost you games. I mean, there's some great players out there. Maybe they're not working as hard, but I know when I'm at the end of a day, I've made many mistakes where that could cost you the winning.
Yes, it could. I mean, you're exactly right. It could cost you the winnings.
All right, so let's jump into the standings where we're looking at after day round 2. I don't think we've or round 1, I guess. We haven't got all the standings in yet, so this is not quite complete. And again, for day... Oh, this is the day 1 standings. Oh, so
day 1 Swiss.
Oh, no, this has updates because we just had Austin's score updated in there, Nanavati's score.
Yeah, it's 138.
So there's some standings that are not updated. Yeah.
So just not everybody's finished yet.
Yeah, so this is not quite all the way there. But just taking a quick
these are
look
the different
at the current
groups
standings.
These are the different groups right now that you're seeing.
Yeah.
Hester's.
Again, inside of each group, the top player of each group at the end of day 2 on combined win-loss battle points will go to the money bracket, the top 8. So the top person from each group, that'll fill 8 places, 8 groups. They will go to the top bracket where we're handing out 10 grand.
Pampreen's still 3-0.
So big money, big stakes on the line based on these results.
Nanavati picking up the big win there with 128, 4-0.
And as we were wont to do, we'll get Austin in here shortly to kind of talk about his victory and his thoughts on the tourney. We've already had Austin in here once, so it's
I know he's trying to hog the camera.
It's becoming a routine for this guy. We have his wife cheering along in the Twitch stream, so she's like channeling the power for you.
Today's Saturday, right? The days blend together.
There it is. It is Saturday. I was saying the same thing. I don't even know what day it is. It's like we're here, day 2. Here it is, Saturday. So we got Austin Wingfield in us. Congratulations, the 3rd win, final win on the stream for the first round of today. Tell us a little bit about the game. How'd it go?
Hold on. Before he tells us about that game, I'm annoyed at you for beating
People's Champion, baby. Ha ha ha.
No, don't high five that in front of me. Don't high five that in front of me.
So real quick, who got the pick?
I got the pick.
He rolled a 5 and I rolled a 3.
And he's like, good. I would have picked Mark Perry anyways. I was like,
that's not what I said.
Wrong mistake.
Mark Perry. So if y'all
Rewrite
don't
the tape.
If y'all don't know, Mark Perry is a phenomenal 40k player.
We love Mark
don't
Perry.
talk him up now after you beat him into the ground.
He's really
I'm
good.
sick of this.
I'm a fan of his. I'm glad we actually got to meet in that first game we've ever played.
Is that the first game you guys played?
Ever played.
Wow,
It's
Mark's
the
great.
First time we really talked, and he is above me in ITC for Chaos, so it's Vessel and Lanigan, obviously, but we're we're fighting for the real. We don't care about those other guys.
They just want the
He knows what he's doing with Chaos. He has a really fun list, and I happen to know exactly what it does.
Yeah.
So I knew at the beginning of
You're
the
like,
game.
no grenades.
Dude, there's a kill box for his army. So it's 26 from the possessed. They can get up to 3 damage. That's scary for Knights. Scary for Morty. So I decided to not do
for anybody.
I decided not to be Austin and say Austin wants to go after.
You just run in. I'm like, 26
I
inches.
thought you're like
everyone's backing up.
Hey, everybody backfield. This is a hard hitter. Back up.
I felt good. The Knights were like, normally Knights want to go after you, but Morty knew what the Death Guard did. And he said, yo, guys, we're hanging back. We're waiting on this. And I felt really good. If you guys noticed, he
picked up those plague marines.
started to deploy in that building.
Yeah.
Which is going to be annoying for me. I was not going to be able to shoot anything, but then he decided to be aggressive so get more inches, and I was able to kill some stuff turn 1.
Yeah. And that big explode, like when you pulled that 6.
Let me tell you about that guy. So the MVP is Karn. If you all don't know Karn.
Oh, we zoomed in and we're like, is that Karn on the base? And we're like, yeah, he's
that knight actually just shoots Meltas. Karn is the combat. So anything that guy kills in combat, it's
really Karn.
It's really Karn. That guy gets a raise. Was able to scoop up half the unit of possessed.
Oh, I know. You're just rolling 6s like, well,
Hey,
6
how
for
many-
this
how
unit,
many-
6 for those
Wow.
guys.
How much damage did you do that Demon Prince?
With Morty at the end?
No.
When you exploded.
When you exploded.
I believe he took 3.
Out of
and
that
then he
6?
healed 3. So that was where.
Oh, I thought he didn't heal him because he didn't want to give you more points.
So the way it works is if he heals 4, it gives me the extra point. So he only heals 3. So he healed 3 immediately. He never healed the Prince again because it would give me the 4th Kingslayer point.
Yeah.
So he got maxed 3 heals, buffed him back up.
Because he's 8 wounds,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
no,
that's
makes
worth
sense.
2 points.
Big deal, though, was killing free models is always good, but we got a Blight Spawn and a character for free out of that explosion.
Yeah.
And those guys are a problem for Knights if they roll hot. So that Corn guy definitely gets a raise.
That was a big
So
push.
it was fun,
We saw that.
fun at the end.
and you had to
got play
re-roll that too, didn't you?
I did. So I used it was 3 CP to blow up with the reroll. So and it worked out. We rolled pretty hot on all the.
I saw the damage. You're like the big casino dice. We could see it in action. We're like, oh, he rolled another 6.
So I'm glad we pulled it out.
And then he ran in hot with the Demon Prince. He's like, I didn't realize. I forgot that he had the separating plate. And I'm like, oh, he rolled some 4-ups. It could take a lot of wounds, pick up some Kingslayer back on you, and you're just like, boss.
Now, Morty's like, I am your savior. I am Death Guard. So
He's
really
like,
good
Papa
game.
Nurgle speaks through me.
Yes. Yes.
So great way to just bounce off Mark's last effort to kind of pick those points.
He could have picked up. I mean, with Typhus swinging with blades on, I mean, he could have done some wounds too.
He definitely could have got some points there.
So
for sure.
that was his play, right? And he is a great player. That was Kingslayer. He was just trying to
Get
chew
those
up
points.
points for Morty.
Right. He's just waiting for
And
Morty to come in.
Morty just wasn't
Said
having
no,
it.
not today.
Wasn't having it.
Well,
So-
fantastic. So, I mean, we talked about the tournament, but any thoughts on day 2 on the group? So you're.
I really like the way y'all are doing the brackets. I'm really excited about looking at each bracket. So last night we did a lot of studying, seeing who's in the bracket. I thought a lot about this game.
Listen, it's called groups, man.
Brackets.
Brackets day 3.
I'm sorry.
We can't get it straight either.
Groups. I'm really excited about the groups, and I studied the groups last night. And
I love this guy.
It's like right back into read the script. Read the script.
It's right here, man. It says groups.
It says groups. I'm so sorry. But I feel really confident. I think, Mark, this was my toughest match, and I believe the other guys are going to be great, but I feel good with where my points are at now in Group 1, I believe, or Group A.
Yeah, Group A.
You are in Group A.
Group
There you
A.
go.
So I look forward to trying to make this top bracket on day 3.
Dude, you're at like 138 points.
You got a commanding
right now.
position,
Pretty good.
so you're doing pretty hot.
Pretty good
That's
spot.
really
And that
good.
was the goal. The goal was just to make the final day and be in the
position
money,
to win
be
it,
in
yeah.
the position to win it, and then let it loose, have some beers, have some fun,
There you
see
go.
if we can get it done.
We're great.
We're
Well,
really proud of
Thanks
you.
for
Guys,
having you.
you're-
We
y'all
are
are great.
super proud of you. We
Thanks.
love
You're the
watching you.
man.
You're playing great. It's fun for the audience at home to watch.
And we
so
appreciate your guys' game was amazing as far as just sportsman-like. Nobody got mad. Nobody. You
very
guys-
clear intent what you guys were doing and what you're doing. It was awesome.
We
to
love
watch.
40K. we love it. Hey guys, I appreciate it. You guys keep doing what you're doing.
All right,
All right,
buddy.
man.
Take it easy.
Thank you, sir.
Later, guys.
So going right back to the schedule, if we look at this, we're going to hit a lunch break now after this.
Yeah, right
basically.
when we wrap up,
After we
we'll-
get the last 2 interviews in, we'll hit that lunch break. And then we'll come back with our round 2 and round 3.
So tentatively 12:30. We'll put the exact time up on the stream when we're going to come back. But
That's
we'll
right.
take a quick lunch break, and we'll get that going. We'll look forward to you guys watching the stream. Keep going with us. We're going to be here all day. We're going to have another giveaway in round 2, and we're going to have some fantastic missions. That's right. Share the stream. Tell your friends. Like us. Subscribe.
That's right.
Check out our sponsors. That we couldn't be here without them. RS Andrews, Secret Weapon Miniatures, Pop Goes the Monkey,
Blue Whale,
RNS
Andrews.
Andrews.
Did you already say that?
I did.
Yeah, Phils, I'm gonna say them again
All right.
because
They deserve
just
it.
in case you need your heating.
They're
in
taking
there.
care of us.
So and seriously, guys, we appreciate so much for all all the subs that you guys have already done. It honestly will allow us to do this more and more and more and bring you more content.
And keep us posted in the chat, like what you guys want to see, what we're doing good, what you'd like to see more of, any players that you want us to follow.
You guys want to see anybody crying?
Get some camera shots.
We'll try to get it for you.
Yeah, if something bad happens, let's make it happen. So build the excitement. We love Warhammer. We're having a great time. We're here streaming live from Atlanta. Access Replay
is where we're at.
The Atlanta Open Game Day 2. If you're local and you're in the area, come on by. Check it out.